king. Tell them Peters, crown me king. Tell Trump, Jedi, yeah, crown me king. Tell them Peters, crown me king. Tell Trump, crown me king. Crown me king, crown me king. Black and Latin kings, 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 black and Latin kings. Praise the Elohim, praise we shall be redeemed. Yes, sir. This the righteous thing. A young simple king. What else? Royalty in my ethnicity. Right. Set apart ethnically. Right. Kings in my pedigree. Increasing our regency. I don't follow Yahweh. I follow Yahweh. Native Indian tongue. Right. Yo, hey, Wahweh. Oh, so suave. We so suave. Young, black, and noble. Kings of Constantinople. To my ancestors, I'm better for showing love. Indeed. Shout out King James and King of the Dove. Knowledge is wealth, no passport. Venerating the image of King Casper. Noble class of the black diaspora. A crown of feathers, just mean our kings fly. Cuckoo conquest of Kodo, all our kings fly. Black like Montezuma, crown of Musa Musa. I speak of the past to manifest the future. Our future limitless. Black and Latin kings, like Septimius, like Septimius. Black and Latin kings, like Septimius. Bless.
We back in the building. If y'all don't know, I had a pseudo named Chris Harris make some railing accusations about me and allegations in his bootleg of a video. The brothers don't own the book. I have the book in my hand right now. I'm looking directly at the book, and the book in question is Jews and Blacks in the Early Modern World by Jonathan Scorch. Page 15 says, although I at times identify blacks and mulattoes separately, for convenience, I mostly collapse all people of color into the category of blacks. I just want you guys to remember that because he said some pseudo, and I mean pseudo, misleading stuff in this video. We're going to go over it bit by bit and piece by piece and pick it apart because I can actually do it because I own the actual book. I didn't go on Google and look up excerpts and parts of the book that you can get for free on the preview. When you go online and you look up these books, a lot of the times you can see previews. These guys are relying on previews and they're misrepresenting my argument on purpose because that's what dilettantes do. Dilettantes, Garfield has done it for years, they misrepresent your argument. Like you're going to see when he talks about the congregant, and we're going to open up the video. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break down this fake guy. This is why these guys are afraid to debate, and they'll never debate because at the end he said, well, I'm not going to debate you. You basically admitting that you are a fraud, you're afraid, and you will never step your ass in that ring. So stay over there and be the vagina you are. You understand? You guys are incredulous, man. You guys are just deplorable. And for the most part, I watched your video and I was laughing majority of it because you wasn't even speaking to directly what I was saying in the video, which is identification by descent. Does those black people descend from Jews? Yes. Argument over. That lets you know that you guys only study to try to throw out claims. and assertions, hoping that it sticks. It didn't work. It didn't work. So, Chris, here's my message to you. You know what I'm saying? Stay in school, man. Stay in school.
Try to be the best you can be. I love school. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school. I love school.
Yeah, man. School is good, man. Y'all need to stay in school. Y'all need to stay in school and y'all need to actually read. I need you guys to actually read. I got something else.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Now, I see the CEO in the building. I did a video yesterday because I'm a prognosticator. I knew what was going to be said before it was said. You see what I'm saying? So I made sure I put in my presentation these points that they were going to try to make. One of the points being that Black, Jeremiah, is a social designation. It's esoteric. It doesn't mean they're literally Black. Okay, I'm reading from the actual book, the author, Jonathan Scorch's Jews and Blacks in the Early Modern World. And it says, although I at times identify Blacks and mulattoes separately for convenience, I mostly collapse all people of color into the category of Blacks. I don't see anything here about esoteric identification. I didn't read anything here about esoteric identification, but we're going to get to it and let Chris fall on his own words because everything's esoteric. The funny thing about it is you guys are hypocrites. What you're claiming I'm doing, you're actually doing. You're twisting and bending the meaning of the actual text. I'm reading verbatim. I'm going to give you guys an example before we get into the video. It's going to be a long, arduous day for our brother, our sister, Miss Harris. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you an example of what I did yesterday because I knew they was going to play this idiocy role. And the joke's on your audience, whoever follows you. Because if you just listen to the argument, here we go right here. Dark Descendants of Jews. How do you get around this? This is from A Companion to Global Historical Thought by Wiley Blackwell, page number 217, 218. In the case of the Portuguese Empire, one cannot ignore the importance of the deportation of the Sephardic population to Cape Verde or to Guyana in the first years of the 16th century. These Portuguese speakers became Luso-Africans and formed families of darker and darker skin. Darker and darker skin. Darker and darker skin. Now try to play this little pseudo hopscotch, pseudo charade with that. Try to play that. And then the next thing they'll be like, well, you got to read above it. That's not going to change what that says. Let's get the actual book. I'll just give you some examples of these guys and why they need to.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Yo, man, real quick, man. Shout out to Chris Harris, man. He in the audience. You know what I'm saying? His brother talking about only one person watching. Like, dude, what are you talking about, man?
What we got?
What are you talking about? One person.
We got. Hold on. Let me talk about his little trash channel, nigga. Our channel do way better than your little channel. You need SBDL and you need Garfield. Now I see why you over there. I finally saw your channel. Your channel ass. Nobody going over and watching you, dude. We got, look, that video I dropped yesterday was at 315. We average about 10, 15,000 views a month. Can you say the same for your channel? Pull your analytics up. Huh? You mad because you about to die on your words today. Mrs. Harris, our sister, Mrs. Harris.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man. I checked the stats, man. Actually was in the conversation with a brother, so I checked the stats, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all World 777 is over about 790,000 views. Genesis 49 is over 590,000 views.
I got one view with 100,000. I got one channel with 100K. I got one channel. I mean, one video with 100K, and that's that Black Bretons. Chris, you could never do that, man, because you pseudo as hell. We're gonna prove it, and we're gonna review your Anon debate, and we're gonna review a lot of things you said. Remember, you called me and said that pseudo shit about Goliath. This brother said Goliath was actually killed by one of David's men. He wasn't killed by David, and we reading it together. I'm like, bro, you know this is an anachronism, right? This doesn't make sense because the person you're talking about, the giant that you're talking about that got slayed, came way after Saul. What are you talking about? This is when David was grown. He already became a warrior. You don't have basic research competency to see that. You trash. You garbage. And we're gonna prove it today.
Hold up, man. Let me address something real quick, right? Shout out to the Gold Coast Gorillas. All right, King Seth, man. Like, okay, brother, this is like your second time saying this, bro. Like, I got a measly $100 on Joshua, nigga. Bet me, right? Hey. On that debate. I'm already positioned myself. I got a host. I'm not hosting. I'm not moderating. I don't have nothing to do with the debate, right? I already set up why, because I'm putting money on the debate. So I don't want to hear nothing about no conflict of interest or none of that. You understand? So I already moved myself from that debate. I got $100. Nigga, talk. You want to talk that talk? Talk the talk, nigga. Let's go. I put my money where my mouth is, man. Let's go, man. I got 100 on it, man. Take the bet. All right, go ahead, Joshua. Salah.
Right. So we got these dilettantes in the building. Counsel, don't ever send your wife at me again, man. Don't ever send your wife to talk to me. Your wife, Mrs. Harris, needs to be at home cooking and doing chores, not online arguing with men. Understand that. So, you need to tame your wife.
Sorry if I mistreated you, but this is shit that happened when you let your wife speak for you.
Stop letting your wife speak for you, man. I'm sorry, Miss Harris. Oh, I am for real. Never meant to make your wife cry. Hey, they told me to apologize to your little soft ass. I just did, brother.
Hey man, let me ask you something, man. So you watched the whole presentation because I was in the middle of it. I haven't got all the way through it.
We're gonna recap it today, man. The man said a lot of erroneous things. He took it's funny what he's saying in his breakdown or rebuttal, if you will, applies to him. It's applicable to him. Everything he's saying about me, he took this out of context. Bro, you took my argument out of context. My argument is IBD. It has nothing to do with them being in a synagogue. The fact that they were in the synagogue, genius, proves at that status they had, proves that they descended from Jews. That was my point. That was my point, you dilettante. And this is why reading is fundamental, man. Reading is fundamental. Brother.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
You gotta read. You gotta actually read these books. You gotta, and in order to read it, you gotta own the book. You niggas went online and looked up previews for my book. You understand? So this is a companion to global historical thought when I quoted in my presentation. He says right here, let me start right here in page 217. The connection between Jews and blacks, open in association between invisible alterity and phenotypically alterity, black skin. In the case of the Portuguese Empire, one cannot ignore the importance of the deportation of the Sephardic population to Cape Verde or Guyana or Guinea in the first years of the 16th century. These Portuguese speakers became Luso-Africans. What part of that do you not understand, Mrs. Harris? What part of that do you not understand? Do you lack reading comprehension? Are you slow? Do you need help? What do you not understand about that? It says these Portuguese speakers became Luso-Africans. Luso denotes what? They were Portuguese speaking. It says informed families of darker and darker skin without ever losing their Jewish shame. You're such an idiot. You looked at my slides and talked around my point. My point is these black Jews descend from Sephardic Jews. You cannot get around that. This is a classic case, Jeremiah, of this. Let me show you. This is what these brothers do all the time. Known them for years. The same tactic. Special pleading right here. Boom. You see that? An argument in which the speaker deliberately ignores aspects that are unfavorable, you see that? To their point of view. This is what these guys do all the time. You special plead, red herring, special plead. That's your combo. If you was a video game character in a fighting game, I know you like fighting games, Mortal Kombat, right? That would be your combo set right there, nigga. That would be your move set. Special plead, red herring. Now we're gonna get into this video and just chop up this fable. Like Loaded Lux said, man. We're gonna chop this fable, man. Because again, it's hard to beat the person that actually got the damn resources in the books. Check this out. Let's go into Miss Harris's presentation. Miss Harris's presentation. This is not it. Look at this channel. 59 views. Come on, man. Stop mentioning my views, brother. You need Garfield. I don't. Look at this. Click. Let's get into it.
In a ecclesiastical setting, it's not talking about race or.
Now, he's looking at a slide that said, it is resolved that all Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, and casticas who carry the name are known to be descendants. What does descendant mean? Because he said it's not talking about race. It's not talking about race. What does descendant mean, Miss Harris? Can you please tell your audience what the word descendant mean? Descendant of the Portuguese and Spanish nation will be considered congregant. What does that mean? You niggas was butchering that word. Y'all didn't understand it. I can tell y'all just was looking at this on the internet yesterday. Watch this. Let's go to the beginning.
Are known to be descendant of the Portuguese Spanish.
Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know if y'all can hear in the audience.
All right, so this is the first. We're looking at his presentation that he released on his channel the other day, and so this is one of the things.
And it wasn't even a presentation. I was just throwing out slides.
To us. And so the first one here is a slide where he's stating again, black Jews can be identified by descent. Now, the source that he's using for that is the Jewish nation of the Caribbean, the Spanish, Portuguese Jewish settlements in the Caribbean and the Guyanas. This is a book by Muerte Arbel, and he has a page number here, as well as a quote on the right. The quotation he puts, "It is resolved that all Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizas, and casticas who carry the name of or are known to be descendant of the Portuguese Spanish nation will be considered congregant." Right. Any questions or any concerns about this slide?
First things first is when you see something like this, he's making an assertion here. Black Jews can be identified.
Am I making an assertion, or is it solidified with what you just read? Are known to be descendant of Portuguese and Spanish nation will be considered a congregant. These are Jews. The congregant is dealing with the synagogue. To be a congregant, you have to be a Jew. You have to prove that you descend from Jews. You dunce. You didn't read. You didn't study the material, but that's okay. This is why you got to come to the source. That's that. Now let's read the book and show you that it's talking about them descending from actual Portuguese Jews. A lot of people mention they had slaves. What do they do with these slaves? A lot of these Portuguese Jews would come over here. It would be mostly males. They would end up marrying their slaves and then have these children. That was my whole point. These children can be identified through descent. And if you're dealing with descendants, you're dealing with race, you're dealing with progeny, you're dealing with posterity. You dilettante. This is what I'm saying. You guys really need to listen to Reggie. So, Reggie, what you think about that?
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
What you said wasn't even scholastic, man. You went against the damn material that's right in your face because you did not know the material. It's clear. It's clear. And we're going to keep going, man. It's going to keep going. It's going to get worse for you. It's going to get worse for you. Let me go to it. All right. So as you can see, I own this book. You brothers don't own this book. You broke bombs. You want to critique something, but don't even invest the time in looking into it, right? Now, I'm going to get straight to the point. It says right here, I'm going to get right here to the quote. Several among the Portuguese Jewish nation in a private affection begot children with some of their female slaves or mulattoes. Out of the particular love for the Jewish religion, the boys were properly circumcised and the girls instructed by a teacher. As were their descendants, as were their descendants, as were their descendants, as were their descendants. These are Jews that descended from Sephardic Jews. That was my point, Miss Harris. Nothing more, nothing less. For you to sweep that under the rug, which I wrote it into the slide, makes you disingenuine. Now, let me read it one more time. Several among the Portuguese Jewish nation, right? You want to talk about adding context. Out of private affection begot children with some of their female slaves or mulattoes. Out of particular love for the Jewish religion, the boys were properly circumcised and the girls instructed by a teacher, as were their descendants. What did my slide say? Let's go to the video. I could just go to the damn slide. What did my slide say? The Jews can be what? Black Jews can be identified by descent. That was my point, Miss Harris. And that's why I read this, Miss Harris. Now, who's taking what out of context? You are. You damn dilettante. This is why you never would want to debate me, because you're scared. Because I'm going to stick you with empirical reality. You're not going to be able to squirm like you do on SVDL. Just call out the author name and then disrespect the author, disrespect the work and say, well, I don't have to listen to this. Nigga, that's not scholarship. You know what I'm saying? That is not scholarship. Yeah, he a lame, man. Cube, the nigga a lame. I'm showing and proving my points. He out there just making assertions about it. Not even sticking to the material that's in his face. And it's three of you niggas. All three of you niggas is finna be body bagged. This is better than debating y'all one-on-one. I can kill all three of you with one shot. Because I own the books. That's why I keep telling you clowns. You keep making these claims about the books that you don't own. All I got to do is open it up and read it. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. All right, man. Reggie, you got anything you want to say about these niggas, man? Let my nigga Reggie in.
In Leonard Jeffries' class, Professor Everett Scobie class, John Henry Clark, he wouldn't even talk to you. Dr. Ben would call you a damn idiot.
That's right, Reggie. Talk to these niggas. Yeah, man. Yeah. Garfield, you ain't got no leg to stand on. I heard you mention my name today, man. Keep mentioning my name, but tell the people I hurt your feelings. And Garfield was like, I don't want to debate your shoe. He hurt my feelings. Did you hear what he say about me? Oh my God. You niggas soft. You niggas soft, man. All right. Let's continue with this this misrepresenting of my argument. Let's see. Like the great Stephen Meyer, the PhD Stephen Meyer stated, not addressing my argument is not addressing it. Period. You can't address an argument without addressing it. You didn't even address my argument. It's right there on my slide. Now y'all know what a dilettante is. Someone that has no commitment or no knowledge. And you embody that, Miss Harris. And I'm going to keep exposing you. And I got the bigger viewership on my channel versus your channel. You got to run the Dagger Squad. You have to. You have no choice. Your little channel gets no play. Now, let's get back to this idiocy at large.
By dissent. And the bullet statement, I'm assuming, is he's saying that it is resolved that all Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizo.
First of all, I'm not saying it. The source is saying it, dummy. And it says are known to be descendant. What does descendant mean? I forgot to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach these, man. You got to teach these women, man. Look. Descendant means a person, plant, or animal that is descended from a particular ancestor. That was my point, dummy. That was the point. Exactly. Thank you, D-Red. But when you haven't read the book, you don't know this. Exactly. Cube, you crazy. His combo is head shape, hip twist, and fingers. Bro, you sassy like a girl. You have sass like a woman, man. You need to check that. You know what I'm saying? You can get some testosterone boosters, bro. That's what you need. Your T level's a little low over there, G. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Let me put descendant. It's crazy. I got to break down simple terms to these idiots. Team Osiris is trash, man. And I'm leaving with you niggas' heads. Let's believe that. I'm trash and didn't even try to or attempt to touch the point. You pretty much tried to circumvent it by not even addressing it. Now, a descendant, a person, plant, or animal that is descended from a particular ancestor. That was my argument. These black Jews are descended from Sephardic Jews. There's no way around it. There's nothing you can do to change empirical reality. Empirical reality remains the same, irrespective to your opinion. Now, let's watch what this dummy does.
In a ecclesiastical setting, it's not talking about race or
wait. It's not talking about race. This is why reading is fundamental, and this is why, Chris, you should go back to school.
Try to be the best you can be. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school.
Go to school, man. Like, please. This is silly. This is silly. It's not talking about race. It has the word descendant in it. Descendant is dealing with your ancestry, idiot. Oh my God.
mestizas, and casticas who carry the name or are known to be descendant of the Portuguese.
He said it again. He read it verbatim. It's not talking about race. Then you read it where it's talking about race.
Spanish nation will be considered congregation.
No, congreton, not congregation. Congreton. Doofus, you didn't even read it. You didn't even read it because you didn't even know what congreton meant. You had the Yahidum, then you had the congreton, and then you had those that just joined. You understand? The congreton had to be descendants or have genealogical connections to Sephardic Jews. That was the point. Let's go.
A little vague, and I don't.
How is that vague? What does the word vague mean? We got to keep educating this dude. How is that vague? Let's go to vague. The definition of vague. This is so silly, Chris. Vague means of uncertain, indefinite, or unclear character or meaning. Is this uncertain or indefinite or unclear character of meaning? Is that what this is? This is specific. The specificity is all in this. All in this quote. It says are known to be descendants of what? It specifies the Portuguese and Spanish nation, which is dealing with what? We just read it. The Sephardim, the Sephardim, the Sephardi, the Sephardic Jews. There's nothing vague about this. It's very specific. But when you deal with doofuses, when you deal with people that have an agenda, they do stuff like this. Because it's all about special pleading and throwing out red herrings. And what he's about to say next is a complete red herring. It has nothing to do with black Jews can be identified by descent, even though that's what it states on the stream. This the best you can do, Consul? That's why you've been running. That's why you didn't want to get in that damn ring. Because you know, I will make kosher food out of y'all. Stop playing with me.
I don't think that's enough information here.
Hold on, somebody in the crowd. Convert. Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
To determine how black Jews can be identified. I mean,
wait, how do you what did you not read when it says Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizas, and casticas? Did you not just read that? Who carry the name or are known to be descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation? Yes, that is identifying them, dummy. That's exactly what it's stating. You silly Negro. Then this is why I call you dilettantes. And all your cheerleaders were like, yeah, Chris, you got him, Chris. You got him. You silly ass nigga. Trash.
Were they converts? Bloodline, descendants of Israel? Like I said, this is an assertion being made here. And, you know, I think later on in this presentation and in this lesson right here, this slide, we're going to get the full context of what's being said here. Consul?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is framing. When we look at the PowerPoint, you know, it's all about citation and how to properly citate. To give citation to a source. We see that the source is the Jewish nation of the Caribbean, the Spanish, Portuguese, Jewish settlements in the Caribbean and the Guineas, right? We have the author's name along with the page number. Now, one would think that this citation is adequate just by looking at it. And then when we look to the right, we see that this is a bullet point that says it is resolved that all Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, and casticas who carry the name of, or are known to be descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation. Now, this has been put in bold. Will be considered congregation. And so this is
it's not congregation, it's congreton. Congreton. This is how I know you didn't read it. You're just saying shit. Congreton. Say it with me, Consul. Congreton. That's the word.
Bold. So this is saying that I'm emphasizing this point within this stance.
Yes, because that's my point. What's my point again, people? Black Jews can be identified by descent. Does this say that? Yes. It is resolved that all Jews, mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, and casticas who carry the name or are known to be descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation will be considered congregant. I understand what's being read, what else is in the book when it's talking about the separation from the Yehidim and the congregant. I understand that. That's not my point. My point was set out to show you that they descend from Sephardim. That's it. Stupid idiots. You either knew that and you're being disingenuous, or you're really just that damn slow. And that's not being disrespectful. That's just my analysis of you. Let's get analytical.
So I want you guys to pay attention.
Let's pay attention, Constant, because you got a hard time paying attention.
So we're gonna look at the source here, and we're gonna also take a look at the quotes and see if we can pull some more information from that.
Hey, who want to join? Y'all want to get in here?
So on the next slide here, we have side by side the actual quote from the previous slide.
Right. Hold on. Before I let Melvin, both of y'all sound like y'all wear thick ass glasses. But anyway, that's besides the point. Eleazar Yasharali, correct. Now descendants had nothing to do with race. Now, according to fake pro-black clown, exactly. Now he's going to read about the difference between congregants and a congregant and the Yehidim. Yehidim is the highest class. Then the congregant is those that can prove that they're descendants of Jews, but they're colored, they're black. You know what I'm saying? Because they were dealing with colorism at that time. No one's denying that. They were dealing with colorism. And a lot of that stuff was brought in through Ashkenazium for my research. So yes, I am well aware of what the book says. Was that my point, Miss Harris? Was it my point, Miss Harris? My point is on the damn slide. You purposely misrepresented me so you can make, oh, well, he's not representing this book. My job is not to represent the whole entire goddamn book. If I was to do that, I would just read from page 1 all the way to the end on the channel. That's not my job, you dilettante. This is what makes you guys deplorable. This is what makes you guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that, man. I just, I got Reggie for that.
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
This is not scholarship, Miss Harris. It's not scholarship at all. And I know what I'm saying is hurting your little feelings. So grow some balls. Let's get back to it.
On the right-hand side in white, the source here. Now, for those who can't see it, there is the quote here on the right. But again, I'll have to use the pointer here to show you that it's talking about this line here. So here it says, it is resolved that all Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, and castisas who carry the name of or are known to be descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation will be considered congregation.
Or congregation. It's just another way of saying congregation, that's all.
Correct. Do you guys have any issues with this particular slide here?
No. One of the things that, once again, that he did in this slide was he parsed it, and he did not give its full context.
Let's talk about this parsing thing. I don't have to read 3 fucking pages to make a point. The point that I wanted was right there, and you got it. And you reading that did not change or alter what was stated. Did it change the fact that you had blacks that were descended from Sephardic Jews? Did it change the fact that you can identify blacks who were descended from Sephardic Jews? Did it change that fact? That is empirical reality. Even if you read what was going on in the synagogue, it is irrelevant. This is called the irrelevancy fallacy. You're bringing up stuff that's irrelevant to my overarching theme, my overall point. And you're doing it on purpose, or it's because you lack integrity. You understand? Or you're just an idiot. You're just a damn babbling idiot. We're going to put you under the microscope here on the source. You understand?
First of all, this seems like somewhat of a journal entry by, it says in 1787, and we'll see that on the next slide. But
a journal entry. Did you read this book? Chris, do you own this book? Oh my God. Deplorable.
But when you start it off, it says about the difference between a full member and a congruent.
There's a full member and it's not a congruent. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, but anyway, regardless, you can say whatever, however you want to pronounce it. My thing is this. Does that change the point of my slide? Did it change the fact that they descended from these Portuguese Spanish Jews known as Sephardim? It did not. This is what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a moot point. If you would have done this in a debate, Chris Harris, I would have made a kosher meal out of your ass, nigga. That's what would have happened.
A congregant, which means a member of their church or synagogue. And it says it is resolved that all Jews.
What does a member of your synagogue have to do with race and who you descend from? If that's the point I'm bringing out. You're bringing all this extra stuff out. Mute points.
Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizas, Costicas who carry the name of or are known to be descended.
You killed yourself again. What does descendant mean, Miss Harris? Just to keep it, if we can just do a simple breakdown of this and kill him. That means they come from an ancestor of the Portuguese or Spanish nation, which is talking about Jews. I read the paragraph prior to this. Many of these people were descending from Jews. It's clear.
Of the Portuguese Spanish nation will be considered congregating. All other Negroes, this is what it says, all other Negroes and mulatto Jews who want to join voluntarily in the Portuguese Jewish persuasion as congregant, I can't say that word for some odd reason, will be obliged to affirm this with their signature at the time of their acceptance. Once and for all, on all equal terms, they will enjoy all ecclesiastical.
What does all other mean? When it says all other Negroes, that would mean there's Jews that are Negroes that descend from the Portuguese and Spanish nation, which is talking about Sephardim, that descend from them, that they can prove it, and there are Negroes that are not. That means you can identify black Jews. That's exactly what it means, because they can prove that they descend from these Portuguese and Spanish Jews. That was the point. Dummy. Come on, man. We got long. It's 2 hours.
Privileges
2
like
hours
other members of the
this.
nation. But nevertheless, on the understanding that the celebrations of their ceremonies, such as marriage and death, will take place in the synagogue in the afternoon rather than in the...
Why would I read all of that? Their ceremonies, Chris. Why would I read all of that if my point is about them descending from Sephardim? Somebody click that link, man. Somebody talk to me, man. Y'all, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
The morning. Those who are truly married or are legitimate children may perform all the ceremonies during the weekdays and during the afternoon of the Sabbath and holidays. Now, what he seems, and I'm going to let Consul take it away when I'm done, and I want him to correct me if I'm wrong. He's asserting that this was speaking about race.
Idiot. You just read it. There's no assertion to be made. Do you know what the word assert means? Do you know what the word assert means? We got to do basic English here. We got to get basic English understanding here. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what the word assertion means, Miss Harris? Let's get it. Assertion definition. Assertion is a confident and forceful statement of fact or belief. He says, I'm asserting. I'm making an action of stating something or exercising authority confidently and forcefully. If you read this, I'm just reading verbatim what the source says. What's going on, man? Lance.
What's good with you, baby? right?
I knew that was you, man. You come on here with your burner account. Your volume low.
Is it? Hold on. How's that?
I can't even hear you.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy that they would go through all of that information and don't see that the Jews are black, bro.
Bro, it says it right in his face that they are known to be descendants of Portuguese and the Spanish nation, and and he's trying to find a way to get around that, and you can't.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. Chris is the most Jewish. The Jew, he is a Jew, bro. And this nigga's nothing African about him. He just adopting another. But the whole thing is crazy, man, because they're not going to go through all of these books that they supposed to be so-called debunking black Jewishness or black Jews and not see that the Jews are black, bro. It's not possible that they're not seeing it. You feel what I'm saying? Because there are more books that says the Jews are black than Jews are not in the antiquity. But I got something for you, man. It's I'm looking for it as we talk. It's from a book called The Tradition of the Jews. You familiar with that book?
Not off the bat. I probably never heard of that one.
It's called The Tradition of the Jews, okay? And in the table of contents, it says the origin of the blacks or Negroes, right? That's page 106. And in page 201, it says rabbinical confession that Israel is no longer the title of the Jews, but is transferred to the Gentiles. Right? This is their book. Now in this book, right? It says page 2. Let me say. It says so. What it is they got this. The Jews, the rabbis have this so-called secret or underlying doctrine, right? And it reads like this: the same treaties that give us the following most curious piece of secret history, for which our divines and philosophers who shall credit it will doubtless think themselves extremely obliged to the rabbins. Our rabbins teach that 3 different kinds mingle carnally in the Ark of Noah, and that they are all branded and punished for it. It says this. Now, mind you, this is what the rabbis teach. Namely, the dog, the raven, and Shem. The dog in cohesion is linked to the bitch. The raven emits his seed by the mouth, and Shem was punished on his skin, for from him has sprung the black curse. Page 106, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And it says this: these are things the Jews conceived concerning their prince Michael and the 70 princes of nations. Oh, Israel is okay. But we must observe that the Jews themselves acknowledge that Israel is no longer their title, but is given to the Gentiles. Page 212, 201. So this is from their history books. This is from the white Jews' books, the rabbis teaching that Shem was cursed with black skin. I'm not saying the curse was true, but that's their tradition. This book is called Tradition of the Jews. So if you go to even the white Jews, they're telling you that the Jews are black. Even when you brought out bro, you Genesis 49ers, right?
Exactly, yeah.
When you back in the day, bro, when you brought out Moses Levy and all of them, and it was saying that it was talking about, let me read it. I think I end up downloading that book.
What's happening is they think that if I go look online and find a preview of his book, I'm not going to pay for it because I'm a broke bum. They think if they read around the passage, it's going to change the actual passage. No, it's not. No, and I read it. I go through and read this stuff. I read it. I go through it. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. And I make my points from that.
I read the whole books, bro. I read the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas doing exactly what they tried to claim I was doing, quote mining.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Because you don't own this damn book.
They're skipping over the actual. They're purposely going right to what they're trying to debunk you with, and skipping over the stuff that show that Jews are black. They're purposely doing that, bro. They're purposely jumping. They're saying you did it, but look, it's like you don't have to add when you actually doing a presentation. All that other extra stuff is not needed. You just need to get your points. That's your points that you brought out.
Exactly. I want to bring that. I'm glad you said that because I forgot that I was going to show that. Let me show that real quick. Let me show that. All right. So we're going to go into quoting, right? When you quote, here it is. This is writing wisconsin.edu. When reading a passage, try to first understand it as whole rather than pausing to write down specific ideas or phrases. Chris Harris, that you didn't understand that passage as a whole. You kind of just went around the point. Be selective unless your science. You see what this says? Be selective. That's what I do when I make my points. Unless your assignment is to do a formal or literal paraphrase, you usually don't need to paraphrase an entire passage. You see that? Instead, choose and summarize the material that helps you make a point in your paper.
That's how you do it, bro.
You dumbasses.
No, but they did the exact same thing, though. I just watched it, bro. They did the exact same thing, bro, to prove their point.
So you're supposed to be selective to make your point. That's how you do it. That's the collegiate way of doing it. You need. That's why I kept asking Consu. You need to start giving me citations for these claims. Oh no, you need to cite the whole goddamn. I should cite the whole chapter. When I do my presentation, I should cite the whole damn chapter from now on. Get your dumb ass out of here.
Hey, Joshua, why would look, bro? Even this is what I see Melvin and Chris and them try to do, bro. They try to debunk the authors of the antiquity.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, how the fact that it's in antiquity should raise a brow that it's possible.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? How the authors of antiquity stating the Jews are black. What's the look? Listen to this. This is from you. An Englishman, John Greenhall, visited the Jews' synagogue in London and wrote a friend about it in 1662, describing the chief ruler, probably the president or the partisan, as a very rich merchant, a big, black, fierce, and stern man. At the letter's end, Greenhall reiterated with ethnographic precision that the 100 or so Jews he saw at the synagogue are all generally black, so as they may be distinguished from
How do you get around that? How the hell do you get around that?
For the Jews' hair have a deep tincture and more perfect raven black.
Right. I got that in my presentation from yesterday.
Right.
You
But I got the book, bro. This is, you can't get around this historical. That's in the what is that? The Jews and the the Negroes and the Jews or some shit.
Yeah, I mean that's in a few sources. You know what I'm saying? Because all they're doing is quoting sources, right?
From ancient,
from that source goes back to the 17th century, and it was in a synagogue, and they seen the actual Jews and said they were all generally black. Mrs. Harris, how do you get around that? Oh no, well you got to read above it. Where what else was they doing in the synagogue? They were lighting candles, brother. That ain't got nothing to do with how they fucking looked.
Hey, check it out, bro. 1691, 1691, Francis Maximilian.
Uh-huh.
One of the influences for the buffoon natural history, wrote against such Jewish blackness while bolstering in the process the impression that the idea was not uncommon. So the idea of Jewish blackness is not uncommon. It says this: tis also a vulgar error that the Jews are all black, for this is only true of the Portuguese.
Exactly.
Always among another begot children like themselves. So they never mix with nobody else. Therefore, they only produce children like themselves.
Yeah, they practice endogamy.
So the thing, well, no, like blacks right now, what we do today. Well, I can say no, but like we do today, we only generally mix amongst ourselves, bro.
Again, this is why when they went to Africa, they just got blacker and blacker. There's no way around it. I read that. I'm gonna read it again for the audience that just came in. Right, let me read it again for the Luso Africans. that Chris want to deny. You want to just be ahistorical. Let's get ahistorical first before I read it. What ahistorical means. This is what you niggas are. You ahistorical, man. Lacking historical perspective or context. That's you guys. Because all we're doing is recounting and retelling history. Okay? That's what these sources are telling you. In times past, this happened. In the case of the Portuguese Empire, you just brought up the Portuguese and what Maximilian said about them. All of them are what? Generally black.
Generally black.
Right? It says one cannot ignore the importance of the deportation of the Sephardic population to Cape Verde or to Guinea in the first years of the 16th century. These Portuguese speakers became Luso-Africans and formed families of darker and darker skin without ever losing their Jewish shame. Reading above the passage and reading below the passage is not going to change that.
It's a fact. It's still there. And I don't even, you know what I'm saying? You already know how I feel about the African paradigm, but we were there.
Come on,
man. We were everywhere, bro. And we are who we are today because we were everywhere. That's what the chosen people is about. They're going to hold the genetics to be able to re-civilize the earth, to replenish the earth. Those are your chosen people over and over, man.
Right.
You know, I don't know what they're mad. Like, you can't get Africa. Like I told the niggas, bro, they was just digging out great portions of Africa out of the sand in the 1800s. There's nowhere in the world you're not going to see that we weren't all there.
Right.
But I got this one hookup for you. Hold on, let me find it. Listen to this. Negro ancestry in the white race, page 103. Says settled in West Indies, John Bigelow, who visited Jamaica in 1850, saw descendants of these Jews and says they were Negroid. The Eastern Jews who settled in Austria, Poland, and Russia were Negroid too. Account Adam Gruski of Poland, who visited the United States in 1857, said the Jews of his country strongly resemble American mulattoes. Number of Jews, he said, have the greatest resemblance of the American mulatto. Says sallow complexion, thick lips, crisp black hair, or all the Jewish population scattered over the glove, 1/4 dwells in Poland. Says, I am therefore well acquainted with their features. On my arrival in this country, America, I took every light-colored mulatto for a Jew. Considerably Negro strain was found too among the Polish Jews in London. Okay, Karl Marx, who bore a strong resemblance of Frederick Douglass, undoubtedly came of this Negro stock. His nose was broad, his hair frizzy, his color so dark, he was called the Moor. Ferdinand Lassalle, aristocrat, founder of socialism, Marx, his arrival, called him a Jewish nigger, a greasy Jew from Beruzla, who was always concealing his woolly hair with all kinds of oil and makeup. In the letter of to Ingalls in March 7th of 1856, he said of Lassalle, it is perfectly obvious from the shape of his head and to the way his hair grows that he is descended from the Negroes. Nobility of the rich throughout Europe as far as North Russia, these blacks were so used for many centuries. As late as the First World War, they usually marry into white families and are undoubtedly some of the Schwartzmen, Moors, and other European coats of arms. Feel what I'm saying? So he can't argue with history, bro. It's just a piece of history they're not interested in, and nor did they actually. They're late.
No, they interested in it. They interested in trying to destroy and distort it.
Well, then that's because they got a whole paradigm of African Egypt. That's what their whole thing is about. So yeah, it's gonna mess up what they teach.
They're not even African. They're not even repping Africa, right? Because you can't rep Africa without the Jewish proponent. You can't.
Okay,
that's a part of Africa's history. But since you upset, You can just remove it. Get the hell out of here, man.
Bro, I got a drop that shows that the Portuguese sent Jews to the west coast of Africa 200 years prior to the other Anglo-Europeans coming there.
Let's let him keep burying himself for a minute, then we'll get back into chopping up this fable.
Yes, it's speaking about race, but it's speaking.
You just said it wasn't. You saw that? You saw that? He just watch these people that do this double speak. They do this double. At first, this is not talking about race, but then he realized after reading it 3 or 4 times, you know what? It is talking about race. That was my point, Miss Harris. That was my point. And this is why it's important and it's pertinent that you take your black ass back to school.
Try to be the best you can be. Whatever you do, stay in school.
Take your ass back to school, boy. You lack basic reading comprehension skills. It finally clicked. He was like, oh, it is talking about race. Okay, argument over with. Go to the next slide. That was my point. These people directly descend from the Jews.
About designation within a ecclesiastical setting.
Irrelevant.
It's not talking about race or anything like that. It's just
Wait, he just killed himself. He killed himself. Let's go back to when he said it.
What is the gentleman, or what is trying to be inferred here? And it's very tricky, some of the things that can happen when you parse paragraphs or information from another book. It's important to read the full context, because when you started at "it is resolved," that's a little weird, because "it is resolved" is not how this passage starts. Right. It starts about an ecclesiastical membership. That's what this is about. It's not about bloodline. It has nothing.
Are you dumb? It says are known to be descendants. That's bloodline, you idiot. Like, just double speak, man.
Hey, Jashu, I got a question.
What's up?
I got a question. Normally when you do a presentation, you don't give them the arguments that they're having. You usually give them the conclusion of the arguments, right?
Right.
Ain't that what it's kind of doing when it says it is resolved, which means the conclusion of this is?
Yep.
Whatever, man.
This dude is silly, man. He makes silly arguments that don't stand.
With identifying a bloodline. Go ahead.
It says descendants. That's identifying a bloodline. Bro, I can't even get through a whole minute of him speaking because he just keeps saying pseudo shit over and over again.
Yeah, simple and plain is when you cite a source and you put the source as a parent excerpt and you start off with an excerpt from actually a full body of information, you change the scope.
Did I change the scope?
No, you didn't, bro. You kept
it says are known to be descendant of Portuguese and Spanish nations. Will be considered congregant. My point was they descend from the Jews, the Sephardic Jews. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I could care less about their practices in their church and ecclesiastical settings, ecclesiastical privileges that they may or may not had. That's not the point. But these are scholarly people, though. They deal with academics. These people, these dunces, man.
You change the scope in the debate world. We call that shoehorn. You change it.
Did I shoehorn and fit the meaning of descendants into this, or was it already in the damn book?
There.
Come on, man.
Absolute scope to exactly what it means in totality. So when we
look
at
this dude's
the excerpt on the right from the actual book, it starts with about, capital A, about. But he goes into the tonnage of the excerpt and starts with "it is resolved." So why would you take out about the difference between all full member and congregant? So the congregant That means there's a difference
Call some
between a full member
trash.
and a congregation. Now, if you go back, Mel, to the previous spot.
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
Okay. This is a genetical argument. We're talking about genealogy because the term descent is in the terminal field of genetics.
Exactly, dummy. You just killed Chris Harris' whole fucking first 10 minutes.
Chris.
You just murdered Chris. This has nothing to do with race. Then he said, oh, it is dealing with race, but it's not dealing with race. Are you bipolar? Am I dealing with two different personalities here?
He just being combative. You know how you just got to be against whatever somebody say.
Yep.
On the other side, that's all they doing. They being combative because they had to reach for that, bro. They ain't really giving no context on how you really misusing it at all.
They just
arguing
talk.
that you started in the middle of the passage instead of at the beginning.
Yeah. Which doesn't deduce or truncate any of the meaning. You know what I'm saying? It still means the same thing. That they descended from Sephardic Jews. And that was my point.
I don't mean modern genetics. I'm talking about genealogy, bloodline. So they are identified by bloodline. Now go back to the slide that we were on. And I'll say this quickly. When we look at this, it says, it is resolved that all Jewish matters, mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, so forth and so on.
Wait, what? Blacks, mestizos, casticas? Right? What are they?
Are known to be descendants.
They're known to be descendants, right, Consul? That would mean they would be of the bloodline. That would mean they had that genealogy. They come from Sephardic Jews. That's what I said. They can be identified by descent. That's a method. That's methodology, IBD. That was my whole methodology behind this. So anything else you're saying is a moot point.
Descendant of the Portuguese-Japanese nation, and will be considered.
Did he say the Portuguese-Japanese nation?
Run that back. Let me hear it. Hold on. Run that back.
Did nigga say the Portuguese-Japanese nation? Let me go to it.
Now go back to the slide that we were on. And I'll say this quickly. When we look at this, it says, it is resolved that all Jewish matters, mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, so forth and so on, are known.
He said all Jewish matters. No, Jewish mulattoes. This brother, is he dyslexic?
To be descendant of the Portuguese-Japanese nation.
He said the Portuguese-Japanese nation.
That explains why he's confused, because he don't know what a mulatto is
himself.
Because he can't even read and pronounce the word right to understand what it is. That's mulatto, brother. That means mixed. It means part black, part white.
Well, it don't necessarily mean. It depends on what time do it mean.
Correct.
Yeah. Hey, listen to this, Consul, about them Portuguese, bro. It says, the Portuguese that dwelt on this island informed the Netherlanders, that few lived above 50 years there. Yet, notwithstanding the great gain tempted them to tarry, several of them having 200 or 300 Negroes that worked in the sugar mills, that John III, King of Portugal, sent a colony thither above 200 years before, whom, though the wholesome air destroyed, yet the place was not left desolate. For he sent new inhabitants, who first settled in Guinea, next in Angola, and lastly on the island of St. Thomas. Look where I'm naming. That so that they might be better used to the air. And that the said king sold all those Jews for slaves that refused to embrace the Roman religion, and caused their children to be baptized, from whom coming thither in great numbers, most of the present inhabitants were descended. Boom.
Right.
That's from the book.
Japanese. I'm sorry, that was powerful, brother. But this nigga I can't get over the fact that this nigga inserted Japanese in here.
He probably just misspoke. We can't beat him that bad.
And what did he try to call the mulatto? How did he pronounce that? I don't even know.
He said Jewish matters. He said Jewish matters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, for all y'all getting mad at me killing Garfield for last week or the few days, this brother 47 out of his 62 most recent videos were about Hebrews. So don't say nothing to me, man. Don't say nothing. If you want to be a troll, we know what trolls end up at underneath the bridge, man.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go.
at this point, Jashub, you just got to kind of leave it at, people ain't going to like what they don't like. We doing us. You know what I'm saying? This is
That's a
things we
fact.
like to do. We like to joust intellectually with the information. So that's what we going to do. If you don't like it, you ain't got to come watch it. But it seems like you hate the lovers. I mean, love the haters.
Yeah.
Nah, it's got to be some type of wickedness behind it, though, bro. Because you can't be, intellectually sound as they claim to be and not see that the Jews are black, bro. At least the ancient Jews are black, and none of them are killed. They're not wiped out. They became other people with a different name. But it's clear. It's not even nothing. Any reasonable person, bro, can see that it's clear. So it's got to be that they're purposely got to be for entertainment, bro. It's got to be for entertainment.
Yeah, they're being disingenuous too, though. They're being
it's got to be
because they hate especially Miss Harris. They hate the notion that one, there's Jews in Africa, and two, the Jews were black. They hate that notion.
Bro,
So
that nigga's the farthest thing from an African that you can name, bro. He's a brawny. The hell, I don't even see how he claiming African.
Well, don't get sassy Miss Harris on you now.
Bring him on, bro.
According to him,
he
he get all his ways from his mama, and a lot of studies been shown that men don't know how to handle crazy women.
Yeah, Miss Harris, you's a crazy ass woman, man.
Yeah, Miss Christina Harris is a crazy woman. Because any man acting like a woman is unstable.
Yeah.
Usually raised by a woman or with a quiet dad. That nigga had 12-hour shifts and was never home. I mean, type shit like that. I don't know what his situation is, but usually, I think he was raised with both his parents.
He must not inherited that work ethic, because what I'm seeing right now,
Yeah, this is sloppy. This is very sloppy. It's horrible, deplorable. And also, I want to say this, Chris. I want to help you out, Christina. Get some zinc. If you buy some zinc, that will boost your testosterone levels. You understand? You got to do it every day. Like, take 2 of them joints every day. Boom, you gonna, man.
Wait, his boy still ain't dropped yet, man.
Hey, thanks. Hey, hold on, Yashub. I appreciate that. You say zinc, bro?
Yeah.
Good, bro, because I've been soft on niggas out here, bro. I must be, you know what I'm saying? I must be lacking some testosterone because I've been soft on these niggas out here, bro. I ain't done not one video on these fools.
Yeah. Take you two,
but you in one right now?
I got about $5,000 worth of video equipment sitting in front of me, nigga. I ain't done not one video on these crazy niggas, man.
Man, we 10 minutes into this video and it's already been super pseudo.
Go ahead, bro. Let's hear some more.
I can't even get past like 1 minute without having to pause and like correct or lambaste them, because it's like, yo, everything you saying is off. And then Chris speak for 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes, and calls to go in there and cut his head off. Yeah,
hey, and that's why D-Red say they up in there doing eisegesis, man. They looking at that like it's a scripture or something, just reading into it, whatever they want. Because if you could talk 10 minutes on 3 sentences that ain't nothing deep, it ain't nothing you gotta unpack, it's just simple information, then you making up stuff, bro. It's that simple. You talk that long on a little paragraph, you making up stuff, man. And that's why y'all brothers read one source and then talk for 15, 20 minutes out your ass.
Facts.
And will be considered congregation. They're considered that. Okay? But it does not say that it's imperative that they be black.
This nigga retarded. Did you not just read what was up here? Jewish mulattoes, blacks, B-L-A-C-K-S, blacks, right there, mestizos and casticas, who carry the name or are known to be descendants of Portuguese Spanish nation. What are you talking about? This is what I'm saying.
Even soldier, shoot, the man used the word imperative. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. Are you there, James? Did we lose James?
He probably dropped out. He'll be back.
The brother said, no, this is not imperative. That, bro, if you read above it, like y'all telling me, oh, you need to read around it. If you just read right there, it says Jewish mulattoes and blacks. So it encompasses blacks, brother.
Bro. They're all the same people.
He said it's not
No, but
imperative
even
that they black, man. The question becomes imperative to who? Who is it not important to that they black? According to Jeshub, it's very important that they black. That's what he's
exactly.
pointing out. Now, if you don't care, it's not saying that they necessarily that all Jews were black. That ain't what Jeshub is arguing either. He's pointing out that there were black Jews, and this is saying that some of them were black. Period.
Yep.
What they're saying is about the
Bro, it's impossible. Let me say this. It's impossible for the mulattoes not to be black. Or the mestizos, you need the blacks to make those people, which are the Jews, coming into those lands.
Right. Let's hear this man fall on his own sword.
And a congregant is a partial member. When we go down to the bottom here of this passage, what supports what I'm talking about, those who are truly married or are legitimate children may perform all ceremonies during the weekdays and during the afternoon of the Sabbath and the holidays. Now we go back up and it says,
now does that change what was read here?
No, they not black if they're not fully married. Is that his argument that I'm getting?
I don't like it, bro. They talking about, at this point, they don't even know it's a difference between the Jewish religion and actual Jews.
They can't separate it because it's part of it's one of their axioms that they depend on. You know,
exactly.
That everything just be religious to us. We can't build any real models and stuff. But now that we building real models, they crying about that. Which lets me know no matter what we do, they gonna cry. So I'm just gonna do me. Like I said, I ain't worried about what others do. We gonna do us, man.
Thanks.
They will enjoy all ecclesiastical privileges like other members of the nation, but nevertheless, on the understanding that celebrations of their ceremonies, such as marriage and death, will take place in the synagogue in the afternoon rather than the morning.
There's a differentiation between the way you treat one set of Jews from another set of Jews.
Exactly.
What does that matter? We had that differentiation in the New Testament when you had the Jews coming back that didn't know their heritage compared to the Jews who did know their heritage. We treated them separate ways.
Yeah, or the Jews that was there when we came back.
Exactly.
Those wasn't really Jews. That was where your Jewish religion was at.
Man, look, like I said, y'all wasted 12 minutes of this video discussing a moot point. Consul, you killed Chris's point because he said this had nothing to do with race. And you came in and said, oh, the descendants deal with genealogy, which kills his point. And then you come in here and do all this. This has nothing to do with whether or not they're black Jews or descendants of Jews or not, because you guys say they're all converts. This proves they're not converts. They're bloodline descendants, idiot.
Sunrise. It's not in the afternoon. So I want you guys to understand how this could shift the entire scope of this excerpt that was taken out. Because why would you just not put about the difference between a full member and a congregation?
Because it doesn't change the fact that they came from somebody's ball sack, idiot. That they descended from their parents, which are Sephardic Jews. It's irrelevant.
That it sound like it's genetics, brother.
Right. Consul got a problem with genetics and Jews. Like, he got a real problem. And the thing is, you got to let that go, brother.
You can't, man. You can't.
In there. So this is what we talk about parsing, because he's saying that blacks, he didn't put the other people in. He didn't see. I want you to look at this caveat. He didn't realize what he excerpted. It said it is resolved that all Jewish, not Judean.
What the hell? Not Judean. Did you hear him? It says Jewish, not Judean, brother. So, you're wrong.
What's the difference?
Exactly. This is dumb. The point is that these people descend from Sephardic Jews. Point blank. Can't get around that.
I thought ish was Jewish for man.
It is,
Oh,
but he trying to play with words. I don't let niggas play with words. What does the passage actually say? And that's funny. They're trying to impeach my scholarship by saying I don't go go according to what's being stated. But you're doing that. Oh well, it doesn't. It's not imperative. No, brother, that's my whole point. It is imperative that the blacks are descendants of Sephardics. That's the whole point of the presentation, dummy.
Well, we know Kansu got a theological degree, so eisegesis is just natural to him.
Ah, I see, man. You got that theological degree, and now you using eisegesis on everything now.
Just when eisegesis crazy, huh?
Yeah. Nigga going to books and eisegesis books, man.
Hey, let me see how I can eisegesis these genetics.
Yeah.
Jewish mulattoes, Jewish blacks, Jewish mestizos, Jewish Costicas. Just didn't say blacks. Now go back to the previous.
Bro, of course it didn't. You dummy.
You gotta identify which blacks, huh?
Right. I put it all on there, you idiot. That's not a point.
Slide again. Do you see Jewish black? He says black Jew can be identified by descent.
Are you serious? Kansu, this is why you never wanted to debate me, bro. You trash. You trash. I would wash you.
I would laugh at him in a live debate, bro. Live on air, I would laugh at him if he came with that.
Oh, well, Yashub didn't say black Jewish black. He said black Jews. Therefore, I win. Are you smoking meth? Like, come on, man. You know, this is why, like, we can't take you guys serious no more. We can't take you guys serious no more. And that was a violation of scholarship, by the way.
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
Kansu, that's not scholarship, man. That's not scholarship at all. Trying to throw a bunch of random things out there and hoping something stick. It's not scholarship. Oh, well, he didn't say Jewish black. He said black Jews. Brother, what does the passage say? They are descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation, denoting Sephardi. Those would be black Jews.
Hey, but in your quote, don't it say Jewish mulattoes, blacks? So ain't it included there though?
Yeah, it is included there, but he's saying I should have said black Jewish or Jewish blacks.
He can't tell you how to title.
Bro, you put Jewish mulattoes, blacks, mestizos, and Costicas, but what it's really saying is Jewish mulattoes, Jewish blacks, Jewish mestizos, and Jewish Costicas.
Right.
That's what it's saying, but they're playing with bro. They're not trying to.
Bro. Thing is saying black Jews, mulatto Jews, Costica Jews, mestiza Jews. There's no difference.
Yeah.
That's why this is called the relevance argument.
That's why you got commas. It's included. You can't even have neither one of those mestizas or Costica or Costicas without black. That's the mix. That's what make them that. And that ain't nothing but Jews mixing with the people of the land.
Hey, man, you already made some mistakes and errors saying the Japanese nation and saying Jewish number. What do you say? Jewish matters. Like, bro, like get some reading comprehension skills, man. That's your problem. You're fighting with yourself and your own comprehension. You're not fighting with Yashub. You're not comprehending as well. That's the problem.
Or anything like that. It's just talking about your status in an ecclesiastical setting. What is?
I went back. My bad. Oh, now I ain't gonna want to load, man. Come on, man.
Society in Suriname, and it discusses intermixing between Jewish masters and black slaves. Preferably the black women.
Exactly. So that would mean they will be descendants of Jews. You're making my point, Melvin.
And so what happens is these Jewish mulatto children were educated by Jews, but they
Right.
were not given the same birthright as a Jew who was, 100% Jewish. He could not have been a mulatto to be considered truly legitimate. And so the quote is stating that because of these illegitimate children, they can no longer require the same privileges as legitimate children or legitimate Jewish people. They have to do things differently. So this is where...
Now, does that change that they descend from Sephardic males? No, it doesn't. Just because they have religious rights and they had a hierarchical system in their synagogue, it doesn't change that. All of this stuff is hogwash point of views. You guys are not scholars. You're a bunch of dilettantes, and you're getting exposed.
It talks about them having to affirm their persuasion as congregant with the signature when they're accepted. It also talks about, like Haikasi mentioned, when they take up the ceremonies like marriage or death, the synagogue for them is available in the afternoon instead of in the morning, where the legitimate ones have access to. So again, the context is that there is a difference between legitimate Jews versus illegitimate Jews. And those who are mulatto, black, mestizos, and caciques that are also Jewish are not considered legitimate. So this goes against the very same context of what Joshua was presenting.
How does that go against my context when I said they can be identified by descent? Identified by descent. Did they descend from Sephardi males? Yes. Period, point blank. Melvin, you can't be that retarded, man. And this is why you guys do not want to get in the ring. And you will never get in the ring. Because you're deficient. You have the mental capacity of a sea slug. And I mean that with every fabric of my being.
Presenting in the previous slide that, again, black Jews can be identified by descent. This is
Exactly. That was my point. And that's what's being read there. They are known to be descended of Portuguese and the Spanish nation. That's the point. You did not impeach that. All you did was prove it.
talking about a cultural norm and practice. Any questions about these slides?
Yeah, I got a question. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you slow? That's my question for
I
you.
want to read something real quick because this is very important that we understand context once again. And
You said what?
Hey, I'm curious to ask you, do you think that maybe that some of those religious practices was to a certain portion of the Jews, not in a negative aspect, but in a it might be that that certain blood, like you know what I'm saying, it was two types of worship. Like when the Jews came back from Babylon and the priests had taught the people that Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Assyria, had put in the land the ways of the Jews. Remember that?
Vaguely.
Are you kind of saying that pretty much like, all right, maybe some Jews kept modern Judaism
Exactly.
or Midrash or in the Talmud, while others just kept to purely the Torah?
Exactly.
Others may have been Christian Jews, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bro. It was the same thing. It's the same way, bro. It never changed. Even today, it never changed.
Mm-hmm. It's always been that way. That's right.
It's always been that way. So I don't see no issue with your presentation, bro. The brothers just lack the knowledge to understand what you was presenting, which people who are smart normally run into.
Man, be that as it may, that none of that stuff they said for the first 15 minutes applied. None of it was applicable.
Been on for an hour and 30 minutes. Got through 15 minutes, and they ain't said nothing good yet.
Wrong or shit. They help you. It's almost like you like said 1 + 1 is 2, and they like, nigga, no, fuck that, nigga. Excuse me. 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
No, brother, 1 + 1 ain't 2, but if you take 1 from 2, you get 1 though, brother.
That's what they said. If I flip it, maybe it's on my side.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because anybody smart can see that they're saying this. They're disagreeing with you.
And then Kansu, I'm gonna hold this over your head. You know you killed your little girlfriend, right? You killed your little girlfriend.
Sorry if I mistreated you, but this is shit that happened when you let your wife speak for you.
Damn. that nigga threw your rope in on him.
You let your wife, Miss Harris, speak for you, man. This is what happens when you let her speak for you. You got to come in and correct her, man, because she embarrassed your household, man. She came on here saying that it had nothing to do with race, and you had to come clean it up, man. You had to come in and say, well, if it says descendants, it's dealing with genealogical argument. Duh. That's why I brought it out.
No, you don't have the same genetics as your ancestors, brother.
Yeah.
That got to be the next argument, man.
So we're talking about something now where he's parsing and changing the scope of the claim.
Nope. That the lie
What Kansu did.
That was a lie. That was a lie. They didn't change the scope. It still remains. The fact still remains that you had blacks that were descendants of the Portuguese and Spanish Jews. That did not change. You spent 15 minutes wasting your damn time, Kansu. You trash.
He using another tactic, Jashub, that they always do. The old bait and switch, bro. What he doing is he just made up an argument, right? That he said you was doing and then went against it. So he just straw manned you. That's all he did. Yep. Because your point was proved. He backed up and supported your point when talking to Chris. Everything else was a straw man he created.
Yep. Y'all knocked that straw man down. And they over there, these dudes, these deplorables over there celebrating this. Yeah, look what we did. Oh my God. But again.
Sorry if I mistreated you, but this is shit that happened when you let your wife speak for you.
Stop letting your wife speak for you, Kansu. Take full control over Team Osiris. He embarrassing you niggas. I mean, she. My bad, Miss Harris.
Don't want to get in trouble for misgendering, brother.
Yeah, I don't want to misgender you.
All right. Yeah, I definitely concur, and I agree with both Christopher and Kazu.
How can you agree with both of them when Chris disagrees with Kansu?
I agree with both of you brothers, even though you disagree with each other.
This is what happens when you hang around a bunch of damn pseudos. Team Osiris is just a clique of pseudos, man.
And yes, man.
And yes, that's it.
As stated, and actually so does the author. If you go through the next slide here, go through the positives as you will, but this talks about a plantation society in Suriname, and it discusses intermixing between Jewish masters and black slaves.
Okay, if it says that, that would mean they're the descendants of the Jews, which proves my point that you can black Jews can be identified by descent. Thank you, Melvin. That was my point.
Probably the black women. And so what happens is these Jewish mulatto children were educated by Jews, but they were not given the same birthright as.
You see how they thought? Oh, they're not given the same birthright. That's not my point, nigga.
As a Jew who was, 100% Jewish. He could not have been a mulatto to be considered.
Hey, hold up. That's Melvin talking?
So,
yeah, that's Melvin the lame talking.
Oh my God, man, that nigga sound like a Caucasian Jew.
Sorry if I mistreated you, but this is shit that happened when you let your wife speak for you.
Kansu is in a polygamous marriage, man. He letting both his wives speak for him.
Hey.
This is what happens when you let your wife speak for you.
So the quote is stating that because of these illegitimate children,
Jeremiah, they wasted 20
can
minutes
no
on this.
longer
No, 15 minutes. Yeah.
requires the same privileges as legitimate children, legitimate Jewish people. They have to do things differently. So this is where it talks about them having to affirm their persuasion as congregant with the signature when they're accepted. It also talks about, like Haikashi mentioned, when they take up the ceremonies like marriage or death, the synagogue for them is available in the afternoon instead of in the morning, where the legitimate ones have access to. So again, the context is that there is a difference between legitimate Jews.
Let me show you what he's doing.
Illegitimate Jews.
Let me show you what he's doing. Let me show you what he's doing. Let me show the people, because we got to give them basic principles.
Sound like to me he's saying Ashkenazi Judaism is the official Judaism, and all other Judaisms are not to be even regarded as anything but minor forms of Judaism.
That would be something they would say, seeing that they back Garfield, and Garfield, 76% of his relatives.
Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That boy part ASCII.
All right, so this is what these brothers are doing. The fallacies of relevance. These fallacies appeal to evidence or examples that are not relevant to the argument at hand. Not relevant to the argument at hand. The practices that they had in that synagogue is not relevant to me saying that black Jews can be descended or be identified by descent.
Facts.
At all. You guys spent 15 minutes committing a fallacy. That was a fallacious argument, Khonsu, and your two wives followed right behind your ass.
Straw man, fallacy of relevance, and eisegesis. Boy, this boy here's a pseudo degree. That's what he's going for, a PhD in pseudoology.
Yeah, man, you're going to get your bachelor's in that. You keep playing with me. You know what I'm saying? The Board of Education going to send that degree to you, bro. All right, let's get back to this video. These clowns, man.
Mulatto, black, mestizos, and caciques that are also Jewish are not considered legitimate. So this goes against
fallacy
the
of relevance.
same context of what Joshua was presenting in the previous slide.
How you just confirmed what I just said when you brought up Jewish masters having sex with black slaves and making mulatto children. You confirmed black Jews can be identified descent when you read that. You conceded the point, dummy.
Again, black Jews can be identified by descent because this is talking about a cultural norm and practice.
Hold on, let me say something real quick, man. So what these guys are trying to say is the only way that a black Jew can exist is if he was the result of a mixed relationship.
No, they're not saying that at all. They're trying to special plead the argument and ignore it by saying, well, this passage is talking about their practices and that, they didn't accept everybody on the same level. Like they had the Yehidim. The Yehidim are those that had Jewish mothers and Jewish fathers. The congregants they were colored. They could have had Jewish mothers or Jewish fathers, but they were colored. The problem was they were black or they were colored. They had colorism going on. So they weren't on the same level as the Yehidim in most cases. I don't give a damn about none of that. The point is black Jews can be identified by descent, and we can show and prove that they descended from Sephardic Jews. So everything they said in the first 15 minutes of this clip was the fallacy of relevance. Had nothing to do with my point. You understand?
Go ahead, Chris, because I want to identify something, but go ahead. You're on mute.
I want to read something real quick because this is very important that we understand context once again. And when I see people parse things like that the way they do, it gives me the impression that you're trying to push a narrative. And
I'm the one pushing the narrative. That's what you niggas is doing. You pushing the narrative. You trying to get away from the fact that you have legitimate black Jews. that descended from these males, man. You can't get around that.
Same thing when I used to read the Bible. I used to always tell people you have to read the complete thought. You just can't take a certain verse and snatch it and pull it out of context. The gospel does that a lot. You're a scholar. You're supposed to be very scholastic, and we must learn how to read things in context. Let's look here, starting. Go right here where it says, and the historian Goslings. Right, go to the page 107.
Okay.
And it says, and the historian Gosselin, who specialized in the Dutch presence in the West Indies, wrote. This is what he wrote: the Jews were accused that they could not maintain discipline among their slaves. There's a difference right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, if you're saying that you're a Jew, are you saying that you had African slaves? Because this is not.
That's nothing. Here we go again with this fallacious argument. Oh, can you be a Jew and have African slaves? Nigga, all people had slaves, even Africans had slaves. That don't even make sense. Just because people partook in a particular trade does not change their bloodline and who they are, or their DNA, or their genealogical status or records.
Yeah, they about to get rid of a lot of their ancestors just based on that principle alone. That's childish.
Right. But you're supposed to be scholarly. I'm scholastic. No, you're not. You're deplorable. You suck. That's a horrible argument. And a good book on that. Let me see if I can find my book. Let me let this play.
Sound like the curses here that's listed in your book. Now, I'm not trying to accuse you of everything, but context is key when reading these books. Let's continue on. When the slaves were idle, the falseness of these notions has been proven over and over again. Now, you see it says ... So where there were some other things that was written that we're not privy to.
Exactly, because guess what they did? The author of this book did the same goddamn thing you saying that I'm doing it so wrong. They parsed some shit to make a point. It probably says ... there because the rest of that quotation was irrelevant to the author's point.
Exactly. Ain't that the reason you quote something, so it's relevant to the point you're making or the argument you're making?
Stupid ass niggas, man. I guess I was supposed to quote this whole goddamn page. Oh, I'm gonna quote all 2 pages. It had nothing to do with what I'm trying to establish here, just like this author did. He wrote the 4 lines and put ... there and went to another segment of that paragraph or wherever he pulled that from, whatever the source material comes from. You killing yourself by reading this, Miss Harris. Christina, you killing yourself.
In this passage, but I want to continue to read this. It says that the fact that the Bush Negro Rebellion started in regions that had no
Jewish plantation. I'm gonna let them finish that. Hold on. Let me go to this book here. I want to show you this book for all these people saying, well, how can you be Jews if they own slaves? Dumbest argument ever. Yeah, thank you, D-Red. This was full of logical fallacies, man. You guys kept committing fallacies. That's why they don't want to, hey, Jeremiah, that's why they don't want to debate in the source, because we have rules against that type of stuff, man. Can't keep over there and be fallacious. You can probably do that over SVDL. You can do that on Garfield channel. You can't do that over here. And that's what y'all really against. So y'all seen the cover of that book. Let me see if I can go back. Black slave owners, free black slave masters in South Carolina. Are you going to say that these people ain't black or these ain't your ancestors just because they own damn slaves? Let me just read this right here, the excerpt, right? Most Americans, both black and white, believe that slavery was a system maintained by whites to exploit blacks. But this authoritative study reveals the extent of which African Americans played a significant role as slave masters. So using that, oh my God, they had slaves argument is retarded. You niggas is like, I mean, the idiocy of you guys.
Hold on, man. You got to read that again. That was a bomb right there.
Most Americans, both black and white, believe that slavery was a system maintained by whites to exploit blacks, but the authoritative study reveals the extent to which African Americans played a significant role as slave masters. for the dummies out there. We do this, man. We do this. You do not. This is how he argues on SPDL. He either brings up the author and try to slander the damn article, or just throw out a bunch of negatives out there with no demonstration or no proof. You suck, Chris. Christina, you hear me talking to you? You suck. Now let's get back to the video. Trash ass niggas, man. Hey, what Lil Wayne say? You snakes keep hiding in the grass because sooner or later I'll cut a couple of blades of your ass. I should say the next part, because that do apply to you, Chris. If y'all know the next lyric, you know what I'm talking about.
Jewish plantations, the existence of so many liberated slaves by Jewish owners, and the appearance of the so-called colored Jews, which we will deal with in the Pariambo, could prove
It's Paramaribo, brother, not Parambo, whatever the hell you said.
that Jews were relatively more lenient to their slaves. In a plantation society like the one in Suriname, there was some intermixing between Jewish masters and black.
And that was my point. You read my damn point, idiot.
Slaves. Abraham Bueno Desmesquita, Moses Horeb Brandon, and Samuel Hain de la Parra in their letter to Governor Frederici on March 17th, on the 7th of March in 1794 state. Several among the Portuguese nation out of private affection begot children.
If they begot children, that would mean you can identify the children through descent, right? That was my point, Miss Harris.
With some of their female slaves or mulattoes. Out of particular love for Jewish religion, the boys were properly circumcised and the girls instructed by a teacher, as were their descendants. Some of these
were the descendants.
Manumitted at the request of their patrons, and others having them born out of wedlock. After the manumission, they were instructed by their mothers of whom they were born, and took the names of the Portuguese Jews. This is conversion. This is how we get the Jewish convert.
Are you dumb? Is this nigga dumb? Did he just say this is conversion? Nigga, they was born Jews.
Hold up,
man. Read it. You just read it. Stupid nigga.
So he's saying because the actual physical descendants, the children of these mulatto children, because they were taught Jewish ways and customs, that's conversion?
Bro, you teach your children the ways of your household. Everybody does that because they're in that culture. It doesn't change the fact that they were born Jews. And I think Reggie would like to speak to what this brother just said.
In Leonard Jeffries' class, Professor Everest Scobie class, John Henry Clark, he wouldn't even talk to you. Dr. Ben would call you a damn idiot.
Well said, Reggie.
Damn.
Well said. These niggas retarded, man.
This is the correct context to
No, it's not. It's not the correct context. You took that out of context, Chris. It says whom they were born and took the name of Portuguese Jews. That's what it says. They were born into that life. When you throw that conversion word out there, you're saying, well, these people had nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with the people. They just came along and liked the traditions and were converted. That's not the case here. These are people that begot children with some of their female slaves or mulattoes out of particular love for the Jewish religion. The boys were properly circumcised and the girls instructed by a teacher, as were their descendants. Their descendants. The key word, Chris, descendants. Descendants. Do we got to explain what descendants mean again? It means you come from a particular ancestor.
Versus what was presented in your scholastic presentation here.
That's exactly what was presented.
Do this all day.
Yeah, you're gonna keep doing this all day, being fallacious. All 2 hours is fallacious, by the way. It gets worse from here. Later on in this video, he says that black doesn't mean black. It's a social designation. That's his words. I'm not even slandering him. That's exactly what he said.
What you presented, and this book is called The Jewish Nation of the Caribbean. The Jewish nation of the Caribbean were those Jews that were expelled out of Spain.
Exactly. Now you're learning. And they had children who were black. That was my point.
That was the Jewish. Those were those Jews that were
Thank you.
expelled. The Portuguese Jew. Go back to that slide for a minute.
He just killed
Go back to
himself.
that slide. Now, if you read this closely, you should be asking yourself, I'm not understanding what it is he's saying. Because
No, Chris. You don't understand what he's saying. I understand clearly what's being said here.
it says, are known to be descendant of the Portuguese
Exactly.
Spanish nation will be considered congregant or members of the congregation. It does not say members of Israel.
It doesn't need to say members of Israel. You see that? Straw man argument.
That's what he got to do. Look, they playing word game, name games. Israel ain't Jews. Jewish ain't a Jew. You know what I mean? None of this means it has anything to do with Judea. Like, man, stop playing, bro. Everybody know when you say Jewish, you're talking about someone who's claiming to descend from Judea.
Right. Hey, Jeremiah, you see why these cats never wanted to debate? You see why?
I mean, it's becoming more clear with the evidence, man. Because why do a presentation? Why not just get in the ring and embarrass Joshua if you can?
You came with this weak ass shit. Boy, I would have beat the brakes off you, man. I would have put you in early retirement, took that little glass trophy from you, and stomped on it live.
That little glass trophy.
That little glass trophy. The heel toe on it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me, man.
It does not say members of the church. I'm sorry, members of a specific bloodline. It is
Nigga. It says descendants of the Portuguese Spanish nation. That's talking about Sepharim. You idiot. It does not say members of a specific. Ain't that a specific bloodline? You dunce. Come on, man. That's why Dr. Reggie call you niggas idiots.
It's talking about members of the or descendant of the Portuguese Spanish nation through the intermixing between those Spanish Portuguese Jews and
what did he just say? Portuguese what? Jew.
Oh, but he didn't say Jewish, so he wrong right now.
He said intermixing. That kills you right there.
Exactly.
That's evidence of descent, family. When a person mixed with something, that's evidence of DNA combining. Okay. Genetic descent.
And being passed down, man.
You just quantified it.
Look, we 20 minutes in and you ain't said nothing to overturn what's being said here. 20 minutes. One slide.
the African mothers or slaves that bore children to them. It's that simple.
Yep. Something I'll say real quick before Constantine goes. Also, this talks about status, because here it says their status in the Jewish community, and it's talking about these mulattoes or black Jews. Their status in the Jewish community caused some ecclesiastical as well as communal problems. Most of the mulattoes of Jewish descent were offspring of non-Jewish mothers. Notwithstanding in the Jewish Savannah of Hashmoth in 1754, where Hashmoth is also the same person the quote came from, established rules by which mulattoes would be admitted as congregants.
Okay, what does that have to do with them descending from Sephardic Jews? Again, this is the fallacy of relevance. These fallacies appeal to evidence or examples that are not relevant to the argument at hand. You wasted your time with this, Chris.
I got a question.
Who's saying I got a question? You choppy.
This is Mikael again.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Mikael? Yeah, you real choppy right now, brother.
Oh damn, this is messed up. Okay. I'm gonna get off my internet.
Yeah. Get off and come back on and see if that changes, brother. Because can anybody else hear him, or is that just me?
Nah, I can't hear him at all. So come back in, Mikael. We want to hear what you got to say. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's signal bad or he just need to refresh. But like I said, bro, everything they said is pretty much irrelevant to the point. And Chris, you did a lot of double speaking on here. In one sentence, you would say it has nothing to do with race, and then you would come back and say, oh, it does deal with race, but no, ain't no but. When a nigga say but, that's when the lie come in. When a nigga throw that but in there.
Right.
That's when they full of sugar, honey, iced tea. All right. So we're gonna play the rest of this.
Versus members of the community, but not as Yehudi, full-fledged members. So it's showing a contrast, clear contrast between the rights of full-fledged members in contrast to these black Jews.
Yeah, I bet you is gonna run to her.
So when we see this, and we see how the parse was done, it makes me wonder if
No. What I'm wondering is what you guys doing intentional. Are you this damn dumb? Are you intentionally making these arguments as straw mans to draw people away from the initial point that I made in the damn slide, which is, can Jews be identified by descent? D-Red, did I answer that with that slide? Just seen D-Red, the blue collar scholar just came in the building, y'all. Shout out to him.
But it's given a strong influence. So to parse this way, what I'm saying about the difference. So when we look at the very top, the 1787 Hajjma made it even clearer, semicolon. So that means that this sentence, and go back to the page you just left now, that means that sentence before the word about was alluding to what you read prior to about the Jewish surname and the Hajjmaka and them being Yahudim. That was a continuation of that. But he didn't, not only did he admit that, he admit about the difference between. Now this paragraph needed to be given in its entirety to say that it was a distinct difference. And if as we read all the way.
No, dumbass. You don't have to give the entirety because my point was made in those 4 lines. Just like when you go to the left side of the screen and the author's quoting a paragraph, he's not quoting the whole thing. It says ... there because he just wanted to get the information that was pertinent to his argument. None of that other stuff is pertinent to my argument, Kansu. My argument is Jews can be identified through descent. That's all I needed from that passage. This is why I refer to you guys as dilettantes. Yeah, Sons of Jacob. Yeah, that nigga in his feelings, man. He ain't gonna click that link and make any arguments because he know better. Isabio, you know better. Stay in a child's place. You'll get embarrassed on you.
The rejects are coming.
Man, this is funny, man. This is funny, man.
He said since he didn't read the book. Nigga, you reading an excerpt from the book. 2 pages that you probably got off of Google Preview. You didn't read the damn book. Nigga bring up 2 pages, now he read the whole book. Stop playing with me, man.
Jewish master. So now if we know the culture of Judean culture, we know that you are who your father is.
Bam! Thank you, Kansu. Thank you, Kansu. And I put that in my my slide that a lot of the Sephardim practice that. That you are your father is. Thank you. That would mean these will be descendants of Jews, right? Cut your own goddamn head off.
You're not who supposedly your mother is. But this is the contradiction here. if you are who your father is, according to the homicide doctrine that you report, then that means you guys would be children of slave masters, and you are the slave master. You're actually not the African that was enslaved. You're not the black, you're not the mulatto.
How do you make that assertion? Just because I'm showing that the reason why I use the Sephardic Jews, because y'all, there's no wiggle room to that. We can see them, we can see their history, and we can see them leaving children. You understand? That's why I use that as an argument. Secondly, how do you sit there and try to blanket everybody as slave? No, that means none of you guys come from Africa. Shut the hell up, man. You can't blanket. That's a blanket statement, man. Just because we find some of them doing it don't mean every Jew, or since y'all Israelites, all of y'all were slave masters. That's a black and white fallacy.
But that's a dumb. That's dumb. That's a dumb. Can y'all hear me? That's a dumbass argument, man. Because do you know how many slaves was the oil empire had? Do you know about the slave? I mean, come on, man. That's a dumb argument, man. Like this is why I don't. This is why I retired, bro. Because once I start realizing that all these dudes be pump faking, you know what I'm saying? And they don't. It's called the Aristotelian dictum. The Aristotelian dictum dictates if you apply something, you got to apply unilaterally all the way around across the board. So with that type of logic, then you're a slave master too, because the homie was slave masters. The Igbo was slave masters. The Yoruba was slave catchers. So you're not a descendant of the slave. You're a descendant of slave catchers.
Right.
You see how retarded the logic is? Every West African nation was aligned to a European nation as the slave catcher for that particular nation. Almost every one of them. So you're not a descendant of slaves. You're a descendant of slave catchers then.
Facts.
It's dumb, bro. Like that line of logic, man. That line of logic is dumb, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. Like I said, the reason why these dudes are struggling because they don't, like, you see how, like, even with all of the beef and everything going on, we still were gonna go off your show. We still would go over here. We still would go over there, right?
Right.
They don't want to go on no show that's gonna challenge them. So you know what that shows? They don't really know this shit. So they can get on their little platforms and talk to the damn peanut gallery, and they're gonna believe everything they say.
It shows they cowards, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm
They
saying?
scared to come on the other platform that's gonna challenge them. You know what I'm saying? Ask them questions, how they come to these conclusions, things like I do, or I've seen my brother Jashub do when we go on their shows. We ask them questions, how they come to this conclusion. They don't have no answers for it. Why? Because they pulled it out their ass.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. A lot of y'all cowards. And he admit that he a coward at the end of the video inadvertently. Well, we're not gonna debate you. You're happy to say that. You're happy. Well, I no longer have to debate Yashub anymore. That's a relief to you, because you know I'll tear your ass up, man, in the ring. All three of y'all. Matter of fact, set that up, Jeremiah. 1v3. I beat all three of these niggas in the ring. Oh man. All right, let's keep playing this.
So you're descendants of Jewish slave masters. Not because you are who your father was, who mixed with black slaves. They didn't mix with men; they mixed with women. That's how the Hashemite was created. So this gives direct conflict to the implication and inference that was put on this.
No, it's not.
And I'm gonna piggyback Kansu one last time because I want to read something here so we don't play with that word Darkei Yeshraim or Yeshraim. And the Darkei Yeshraim, it simply means the way of the righteous. I want to read something. It says the mixed race Jewish citizens of Karyam, Hera, Mar, Igbo struggle to define themselves and defend their rights to be recognized as fellow Jews. This is in a book called The Way of Days Peace by what's his name here? Rabbi Esh Ishkol, I can't pronounce his name.
And it shows that they are unfamiliar with the work because they messing up words. Konsu inserting words. It said Spanish Nation. He inserted Japanese. Y'all looking at this stuff 2 days prior to making this video, like you told me on the phone, Chris. Y'all had no idea about this stuff. They didn't want to get on the internet and grandstand and act like, well, I've been knowing. No, you didn't, nigga.
They ain't had no idea about it, but now they got a whole counter hypothesis on it.
And that's the thing that made me mad last night. You know what I'm saying? We was talking to them dudes. I'm like, bro, your boy already, I mean, and Chris, my boy, I fuck with Chris. But then he pretty much already admitted he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't familiar with the information, man. Like, come on, man. Like, all the pump faking, man, all that extracurricular activities, man. You know what I'm saying? All that old fraudulent shit, man. Come on, man. Like this shit just information, man. This just information, cat daddy. You don't got to do all this extracurricular. I know. This the closest thing some of you cats gonna ever be to being somebody important. I know that. I dig it, bro. So I understand y'all gonna fight for this like tooth and nail. I know you cats ain't never been nothing, and YouTube is all you cats got. I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gotta do all the pump faking, man. You ain't gotta pump fake your way to fame and fortune. I mean, I know Garfield said he wanted to be famous. See what I'm saying? So he gonna do what you know. And I don't understand how I think YouTube is fame, but hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that floats your boat, but you know what I'm saying? I know this is the closest man y'all cats will ever get to be anybody in life. You know what I'm saying? And so I know you were fighting for this tooth and nail, baby. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake it to make it, man. My granddaddy used to tell me that, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake it to make it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just information, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all cats, you know what I'm saying? Right now, man, y'all looking, but I listened to the whole thing. I was listening to it pretty much right after he made it. And I was like, I really was, I mean, my wife was looking at me like, did they think that this is a rebuttal? I said, man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? And she started laughing. She said, wow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, y'all was better off when y'all was in the Google Hangouts, man. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all boys, man. And I'm gonna make it quick. When y'all was in the Google Hangouts, man, everybody kept everybody short. You know what I'm saying? Garfield would be quick to say, "Let's go live. Let's go live." You see what I'm saying? And debate it. He didn't have a problem with it back then, but that's when Garfield was short. I give him the strength. I ain't never gonna be no hater, man. That's when Garfield was at his sharpest, man. That boy he wouldn't hesitate to get it in with anybody. You see what I'm saying? That's when he was short. Ever since he decided he wanted to be famous and do the whole Dagger Squad thing, he got to slip. He got to slipping on his pimping, man. You know what I'm saying? He's slipping on the ism, and so now he just surrounded himself with a bunch of yes men and can't get rights. And here you have it, man. His scholarships slipping. Konsu done went and did the same thing. You see what I'm saying? He done got with a bunch of yes men. You know what I'm saying? That he became a yes man. You see what I'm saying? That's why they tried to watch the whole internet clean of the Ngo's Electric Vortex debate, where he got totally destroyed and demolished. You see what I'm saying? To the point where it's I mean, that's probably the worst slaughtering in a debate I've probably ever seen heard in my whole entire life at this point. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to still say he won. So it's like, bro, you can't be a yes man. You know what I'm saying? I tell my cats when they out of pocket, I tell just shoot, hey man, you wrong for that. You see what I'm saying? You need to clean that up. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have somebody on your squad that's gonna give you that real, man. That's gonna talk that talk to you. You know what I'm saying? You cats ain't got nobody that's gonna talk that talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a signature pen. Y'all just co-sign everything, man. And y'all tripping with that. Yeah, man. And who want to be surrounded or be around a team where you just the smartest guy in the room, man? Like, how are you elevated like by that way, man?
My question is, man, why even make the video if you ain't gonna debate? Tell me what's the benefit of you hating? I don't get it. What is there something positive about hating on people now?
Jane, because I mean, I ain't trying to curse my boy, but I mean, he went from tour nights, SVDL, 90. Like, you look at the peep game with a lot of these cats, man. They can't self, bro. They need a click, man. That's why I said that line by myself thing. You understand what that was? I don't need to click. I thought a motherfucking told you. My block on lock by myself. I'm a soldier. It's a real dogs traveling packs, man. That's why they always got us. We this squad or that squad or this nigga or that nigga. Sit up under the Armor Rock squad. Be a flunky for them. Then we just branch out our own and do our own thing. It's always got to be some flunky, and that's why they approach this like gang banging. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to be a squad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stand on your own to be your own man, man. It's okay, man. It's okay to be your own man. It's okay to not have a clique or be a part of something. It's okay, bro. It's like, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? And it's like these cats don't get it, bro. They're like, they don't understand it because they never really been a man to still on their own too anyway.
See, when you stand on your own too, you can build a clique of alphas, but they just got a clique of betas looking for somebody to follow.
Man, that ain't even beta male activity, man. That's zeta male activity. You know what I'm saying? We gonna call them the Omega Clan. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's last guy on the totem pole. Because you got a bunch of cats, just yes men and everything, and ain't nobody saying, hey man, that, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody coming at you shoot. You know why? Because it's easy, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because he going at Garfield. Garfield got a squad of cats because he can't stand on his own. You see what I'm saying? And then none of the nigga and his crew can stand on their own. So then you get, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Another crew of cats that can't stand on their own. You see what I'm saying? They go at one dude that's standing on his own. You see how you see how it work, bro?
And then get mad if somebody come and support. Like that time when they did that first show talking about Jashub was cartoons doing that type of stuff with the cartoon thing at the beginning and stuff. I come in there because most of the stuff we see and stuff, me and Jashub has either talked about this for extensively at overnight doing research or argued this stuff against each other. And so we came to a consensus on it. So if you pretty much coming against what he stand on, 95% of that stuff is what I stand on. So I'm gonna come in and say something about it, especially if he ain't there to defend himself. But now they got a problem with that. But you attack Garfield, Chris Harris, and Khonshu come to hold it sack. But I just came in and said, hey, yo, why don't you invite the brother in? Why don't you invite one of us in? Well, won't you actually contest the actual argument? You know, stuff like that. They got a big problem. Oh, I'm sitting here holding your jock or something like that. But they can go as a tag team and hold somebody else's jock.
You know what I'm saying? But you see that's like I said, that's the problem I got, man. This stuff is just information, man. And like I said, these cats take this stuff like this is life or death, bro. Like I ain't never seen nothing like this, and not even in the streets. The niggas don't need to do this over money. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These dudes really need this YouTube fame shit, man. These niggas really need this shit. Like I mean, excuse my language, but they really need this. I guess, bro. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nothing like this in my whole entire life, bro. Like the people take this YouTube stuff this serious. It's just information. That's why I always say, man, I can hate somebody information, but I don't hate the man. You see what I'm saying? I don't hate Garfield. Information is trash, but I think he a good brother. Outside of that, you see what I'm saying? I just think he need to go back to the old Google Hangout days where he wasn't afraid to be challenged. You see what I'm saying? But his information is trash. You see what I'm saying? The only person that they better hope Rob Bourne come save him, because he's the only hope they got. He's like Luke Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? He is their only hope at this point. Rob Bourne is all they got, because Rob Bourne I done talked to Rob Bourne extensively. Rob Bourne know material. He actually read books. He the only one they got, bro. They better sequester him. They better pay him.
He's the master of omission, though, bro. I can't let that slide.
I mean, but he at least read it, bro. They omitting, and they ain't even read the books. So at least he done read the book and omitting stuff that's actually in the book. They ain't even read the book.
They don't even know what's in there not to talk about.
They don't even know what's in it, and trying to omit it and talk about a book they never even read.
Right. And
at least Rob Bourne read the books, bro. Rob Bourne, if you really chop it over Rob Bourne on some real nigga shit, Rob Bourne read the books, bro. You see what I'm saying? He may have a different spin or a different take on than you about what the meaning is, but he at least read it. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes ain't even reading the books, bro. So it's like they better do whatever they gotta do to get Rob on and MBK on their side because they at least read the material, bro. That's it. Because without them, the rest of them is trash.
Check this out, Damon. Because I'm gonna beat Chris to the point he's trying to make, and I just want you brothers to be honest. Am I misinterpreting this? Because again, my whole argument was that we can show that black Jews are black Jews by descent, right? Right here says these Jewish mulattoes were accepted into the synagogue, but only became full-fledged members when their desire to be Jews proved to be serious. The colored Jews formed a brotherhood of mulatto Jews in 1779 called the Darhi Yesharim, the Way of the Righteous, and began their struggle for complete acceptance into the Jewish community. Success came very gradually, only after proving that they were descendants of Spanish Portuguese Jews and had married a member of the Jewish community. So my question is, how do you get around that? Because that's my whole point, that these people descend from actual Sephardic Jews, and they proved it. What is Chris going to say to get around that?
He don't like it. That's what the argument been so far. I don't like this. I don't like the way he said this. He said Jewish instead of Jew man.
These people proved that they were descendants of Spanish and Portuguese Jews. That's the point I was extrapolating from this source, and they went all around the world, man. And I'm just talking about this particular thing. I don't care about what they practice in the synagogue or how they practice it in the hierarchical system. That was not my argument. And that's another thing these pseudos have bad. They misrepresent your argument on purpose so they can knock down the straw man.
But what happens is they don't even fully know your argument. This is what I'm saying. They don't ever really sit down. They don't want to sit down with nobody to have a dialogue. No, because they ain't, like I said, they ain't gonna let their nuts drag to the flow like a real man and just have a dialogue with a man. A man, like when I have an issue with somebody, when Garfield was caught pump faking with that debate with you, when Garfield got caught pump faking with that debate with you, Jashu, I told him, me and Kyle was on the phone with him, and I told him to himself. I didn't just say it to somebody else. I said it to him. I went on Garfield's show and told him, meet up on a neutral platform, XYZ. Like, I don't do the behind nigga back shit. If I got an issue with you, I'm gonna bring it to you. You see what I'm saying? And so instead of them sitting down man to man and having a discussion, you see what I'm saying? They just want to just sit on their platform and just be goddamn the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Where they can say whatever they want to say without question. Ain't nobody gonna challenge the information. Ain't nobody gonna challenge their ethics. Ain't nobody gonna challenge their character and say, look, hey, you wrong for saying this. You need to do this. You need to handle that. You need to do this. And this is why I started rocking with the sword, because I understood what y'all was trying to do as far as, and that's why I told Jeremiah the other day, man, we got to make sure we stay the clean glass of water. Like Elijah Muhammad said, he said, you put a clean glass of water next to the dirty glass of water and you let the people choose. However they choose to act, bro, we not going to do all that, man. You know what I'm saying? We know they pump faking. We know they ain't reading the books. We know you ain't studying because you're on a live stream for 15 hours every day. When you read? You know what I'm saying? So we know you ain't reading the material, bro. We know it because when is you taking a break to read the stuff? When? You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
Craig, hold on, real quick. Let me give Ratchet Craig some shine right now. What Ratchet Craig say? Nigga, I don't read. I just cross-examine information. This is what these niggas do. And that's a Dagger Squad flunky now. They don't read. They just cross-examine information. That's why y'all make y'all mistakes.
Right. And so what they do is they look for anything counter to the information and they run with it instead of validating the counter. They don't even validate it. They just look for opposing arguments and then bring those arguments to you.
That statement was
arguments that other people have substantiated are other arguments that other people are making. Go ahead, James. I like you.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Yeah, that was me. Okay. I was just saying that statement was problematic. I don't read. I just cross-examine. I can cross-examine without reading.
Yeah, how do you do that? Yeah, how do you
glance at that shit?
and that's why a lot of those guys, they were wooed Hey, Damon, a lot of those guys over there, they were wooed by this presentation by Christopher. They were wooed by it. This was they were amazed.
Well, they weren't wooed. They were not wooed by it, bro. What it is they yes men. So Chris could have got up there and just farted and beatboxed over your presentation. They'd have been like, man, he debunked that, man. He killed that. They just yes men, man. Like they just like this. Again, this is why I don't take none of these cats seriously. Scholastic, I don't take them serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? But outside of you cats, I would say Rob Bourne, Danny. It was Chris until this, man, because that rebuttal, whatever it's supposed to be, that was trash, bro. You see what I'm saying? That was weak, Chris. That was the weakest response video I've ever seen. Garfield did a good response video to I think Zion Lex, he did a good response video to that. You see what I'm saying? He did his thing on that. That's how you respond. That was a good response, Garfield. You know what I'm saying? That was good. But that Chris shit was doo-doo, bro. Because you obviously didn't read the material.
Minds on that shit. It was garbage, and it was 5 minds on that shit.
Yeah, and they weren't, and the thought, and they didn't even have a coherent. The 5 minds with not one. They didn't have a coherent thought.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They was all contradicting each other and not saying the same thing, and this one saying this and contradicting his point, and like, come on, bro, like. It's like, man, that wasn't a good look, Chris.
Every time Chris said something, Kansu came back and cut him.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
It wasn't a coherent thought.
Like it wasn't like he didn't just cut him.
Right, yeah, man. But
Chris so naive, he'll be like, "Yup, see,
But that's what I'm saying. But you see my point. They can sit around and fucking and do pig Latin with each other, and they gonna say, "Yep, that was he did that." That like it don't matter what they say. They just gonna all agree with each other because they can't stand on their own too. That's always a telltale sign of a person that can't stand on their own too when people can't disagree with each other. They say, "Nah, man, I don't think that's what they say."
Hey, but you know
what? I think it say this
negative thing that it's just too good to be true that we the children of the sun, bro. That we the children of the Most High God. It's too good to be true, bro. It's too, but no, look, think about it, bro. The whole time we've been taken care of. The only thing that they telling us that they've been beating the hell out of us, but in reality, look at our lives, look at our families, bro. The Most High been taking care of us. We're not going through what people going through in Africa, people going through in Siberia, none of that stuff, bro. That's oppression. I don't know if our time was up and we had that time. I'm not even sure. But I know for sure we have been the best of the world in all the time that we've been in this earth. And this is the only point that I can see. And it's still not as low as they telling us that we are. We great minds. We look at us, bro. We ain't got no college degrees in this stuff to be.
Hey, look, hold on. We going somewhere else, brother. Hold on. No. Let's stay on Chris. He's gonna be here 10 hours. You don't preach to us, man.
I'm not preaching to us, bro. I've been quiet the whole
time. Hey, but the point is, these brothers are master detractors of information. They detract you from the actual point. And like we are in what mark are we on? 23 minutes, and they still haven't rebutted anything. That slide that I pulled up still stands. It still stands. They descended from Sephardic Jews. Nothing you stated in 23 minutes rebutted that. How did you put rebuttal in the title? Just change the title to a discussion about Yashub's scholastic.
Deeper look.
Our opinion.
And then the saddest part is they was bringing up he left out words and put in words. I'm like, brother, it's called paraphrasing. And they was like, well, the punctuation was off. Well, if he's paraphrasing, the punctuation ain't gonna be the exact same as in the damn book. Like, how do you not understand this?
Right.
You can paraphrase a source.
That's 7th grade English class, right? That was 7th grade English class. What you just brought up. I learned that.
Yeah, like you can paraphrase a source. So,
information, bro.
And then it was like throwing out anything against the wall, trying to hope it stick. Well, first it was copy and paste. Okay, if it's copy and paste, then why are you talking about him leaving out words? If he copied and pasted, if the word must have not been in the book, then if he copied and pasted. You can't copy and paste and then leave out words. That ain't how it works. You know what I'm saying? Then you can't copy and paste and leave out punctuation. That ain't how it works. So it's either copy and paste or he was leaving out words and missing punctuation and doing whatever. I'm like, bro, y'all can't have it always, bro. You know what I'm saying? The reality is the dude was paraphrasing his work. He's allowed to do that. You can go to any peer review site and it will tell you that you can paraphrase when writing papers, peer review papers and all that. You can paraphrase, bro. You can put it in your own words. So just because you don't like the verbiage he used and how he chose to use it and put it in his presentation, don't mean that he cannot do that legally according to scholarship, bro. You know what I'm saying? So again, and the fact that y'all don't know this, I question, do you guys really have the degrees that y'all say y'all got? Because this is basic stuff and I don't got no degree. You see what I'm saying? I just learned under people who are experts in their field and how to do proper research methodology, period. You see what I'm saying? So y'all are really looking real bad. Like, I don't, at this particular point, I don't believe you.
Right, David. Watch this. Watch this critique of what was put here.
That's a good question. They need to be disambiguated. Both needs to be disambiguated.
Oh man, it's loading. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bringing y'all to this point. We're gonna go back to the 23-minute marker.
Move on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Go.
All right. So we're gonna go to the second to the last one. I believe this is the second to the last one.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, this is the second to the last one.
Look, so what I stated was they came off the boat with Quranic and biblical knowledge. That was my point of this slide. Watch what these guys say about this, and when Damon was speaking, it made me think of this part of the video about grammar, right? You see where it says Koran? This nigga went on here and said I misspelled this. This is exactly how it's spelled in the book that it derived from. Watch these niggas.
All right. So next is the next claim. They came off the boat with Quranic and biblical knowledge. Who is they?
What boat?
If you read the quote, African slaves from regions of Islamic influence in the old world. Okay, if they're African slaves from regions of Islamic influence in the old world, how did they get over here? Because when you get to the bottom, we're imported and distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. And they're laughing about it, Damon. They said, what boats? How the hell did they get over there? Did they swim? Did they swim the Atlantic and get all the way over here? This is the type of arguments in this video. I'm not making this up. You just heard them. What boats? Idiots.
And who was they?
Right. That's a good question.
No, that's a terrible question. They are the African slaves. They are the African slaves. You idiots. How does that need to be ambiguated? Disambiguated. It's clear.
Be disambiguated. It's relative where they're from. Because again, this appeals to, well, I would think it appeals to the transatlantic slave trade. So,
it does.
So that has to be clear though.
But even if it didn't, it's still talking about African slaves being sold into the southeastern colonies and states. Which I don't know how you get anything else other than the transatlantic slave trade. But that's just raise your handicap. Raise your damn handicap. These guys are retarded. Damon, I'm dealing with retards. Do you hear their critique on this? Who are they? Nigga, if you just read the quotation, they are the African slaves. And what boats? If you read, it says were imported and distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. This is a rebuttal? This is a scholastic rebuttal. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like I said, bro, this was.
Hey, what's their crew called?
Team Osiris.
Team Osiris.
And they getting chopped up like Osiris did.
And look, and the problem is that when we come with the Hebrew paradigm, it crushes their Egyptian paradigm. They just reaching for straws, bro, kicking and scratching while they down. It's because it's a wrap for all of that, bro.
This is silly. Let's keep listening. Listen to this.
Carolina's Turkish people and history and ethnology. So again, we got these Turkish people in South Carolina. All right. The author is Terry and Nick Benet and Glenn Browder. This page number. So here's the quote. African slaves from regions of Islamic influence in the Old World, including some, is in bold text and underlined, who were literate in the Arabic language and knowledgeable of the Quran and Bible, were imported and distributed throughout the southeastern colonies states. And I'm not even going to get into the spelling of the Quran there. You guys have any comments on this particular?
You hear what they're saying? We're not going to get into the spelling of the Quran there. Now, I'm going to open the book and go to the page because they're saying, oh, I misspelled the Quran. He's so scholarly, but he misspelled the Quran. Consul, don't ever say anything about scholarship to me again in your life, nigga. This was terrible. And this shows why you were afraid to debate me and why you kept playing on that phone that day when we were trying to debate you. Like, well, I need to pay for judges. We need to buy judges. You know what I'm saying? And we need to do this and do that. And, you know, it has to be on the moon. You know, you was making all these damn excuses. You know, it has to be done at NASA. Man, shut your dumb ass up, man.
At NASA, damn.
Come on, man. Stop playing. And then when Don told you, listen, I do all of that, you didn't even debate him. You're a coward. Now, let me pull up this book because he's saying, oh, look how it's spelled. He misspelled it. Come on, man. That's the best y'all got. This was the response. And then y'all brag, oh, you're finished. I'm finished from that. Stop playing with me, man. Here's the book right here. I'm going to start from here. From the time.
Man, since I've been in this community, every time somebody do a damn presentation, they say the Israelites is finished. Y'all are done. I mean, how many Hebrew killers is this supposed to be? I mean, to actually kill somebody, you got to be face to face. You see what I'm saying? The last time I checked, to kill somebody, to be a killer or something, you got to. What'd you say?
Somebody was trying to talk, but they choppy. Is that Mikael? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Mikael, brother, is it your headset?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, Dan.
No,
Go ahead, brother D-Red. We can hear you.
Mikael?
Yeah. Let me text this brother.
No, I'm saying is the last time I checked, to kill somebody, you got to be willing to meet up with them. To kill them, you can't kill them from. I mean, you can't be a killer. You can't scared to stand on your information with the person that you're trying to kill. Like that ain't no killer, bro. And so, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm still trying to figure out who this Hebrew killer supposed to be. That like you get one like every season. You know what I mean? You know, I guess City was supposed to be one. You know what I'm saying? And then I think who else supposed to be after that? I think maybe somebody that I had.
They try to call Shaka Outpost
I think it was Jabari. Then and I guess Garfield self a discussion with him.
Man, to me, man, that's just cold word for I'm just gonna talk about the Hebrews every day of my damn life.
Facts. That's exactly what that means.
But you know what's funny, bro? It's Hebrews fighting Hebrews like it was in the past, bro. It's the same thing. These dudes is Hebrews, bro. It's clear.
No, they Hebrew. Hey, they Hebrews, but if you familiar with the book of Maccabees, they the Antiochians. We the Maccabees. They the Antiochians. They didn't follow the ways of the Greeks and made allegiance to the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to keep our ancestors' culture alive. They want us just to follow the damn Greeks and just be happy with what we got here. No, nigga, I want my ancestral culture, man.
That's right. Antique.
You remember in first Maccabees chapter 1, it says, let us go and make a alliance with our enemies or with the Greeks. You know, ever since we left them, it's been hard with us.
Yep.
You niggas a bunch of sellouts, man.
Yeah, let us go to the king and ask for a license that we may do what they do.
Yeah, man, you got these cats, they be in fraternities, they done went to college, they done joined masonry, they done all of the practice and the ways of this oppressive state that we're in. They have followed all of the steps that they were supposed to follow, just to come to find out that makes you a traitor to your ancestors.
Yep. And now they need an excuse for it, because basically that's what they did. They sold out and find out later on it's selling out. And now they need to make an excuse for basically selling this. And then they doctrine, bro. It's crazy. This is what they believe, though. It's hard, man. It's hard to convince brothers, bro. But you did a good job in your presentation. I sat through it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no issue with it.
They got an issue with it because they hear the word black with Jew, and now they get a conniption. They get a damn heart attack when they hear that.
Yeah.
Oh no, brother, no, because in your mind you think they all white. That's your problem. That's why you say, well, if you claiming that you're a convert, we telling you our ancestors come from that, man. And we're gonna stand on that, and we're gonna bring strong evidence to prove it every damn time and smack you dudes up.
And you just not gonna like it.
You just you're just gonna be upset. You're just gonna be a what Dame Dash says. I forgot that word he say, but you know what I'm saying? You niggas just gonna be upset, man.
Bro, if we just the same people in a different look, bro. Did y'all see Steve Harvey with his Muslim garb on?
No.
Nah.
Bro, this dude looked just like a sheik, bro. He's a Muslim. And it was the Muslims displaying how he come there to worship, and he had on his Muslim. Bro, he looks just like a sheik, bro. And if you change pretty much any one of our looks, bro, into the Middle Eastern garb of the day, you couldn't tell where we was from. You can tell we was Americans.
I didn't know that brother was a Muslim.
Yeah, bro, a heavy one.
Like, hey, watch this real quick, y'all. Hey, Mikael, if you're trying to talk, bro, I don't know why your mic distorted, brother. If that's you talking, brother, I don't know if that's you.
That's great.
But right here it says from the time Christopher Columbus crossed the Atlantic, West and North Africans served as involuntary servants to Europeans arriving in the Americas. Readers also should keep in mind that many African slaves from regions of Islamic influence in the old world, including some who were literate in the Arabic language and knowledgeable of the Quran and Bible, were imported and distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. This is exactly, you see it, Koran. This is exactly how it's rendered in this book. And they're saying, oh, he spelled it wrong. Stop it. Dumbass argument. That's all you got from that? And that's so crazy, man. That's so crazy. Let me pull the video back up.
Right. That's the only thing you can fight on. Stand to fight on.
What?
The spelling of the Quran. That's crazy. Go ahead, bro. Continue to
Is my screen up? Yeah.
That's major. You're a scholar and you're misspelling.
I'm a scholar on misspelling, but that's exactly how it's rendered in the book, dummy. They let me know you don't own the book. When you said that,
you don't read old books,
right?
Because that's how Quran is spelled in all of the books.
This nigga's stupid, man.
That automatically.
Well, to me, that Quran may be the Quran that was originally supported by at one point the NOI. So that's how they spell Quran.
But the problem is, you can't spell it with a K in the expert, but your assertion is with a Q.
Exactly.
It's the same shit. Oh, you can't spell it over with a K over here. I'm not spelling it with a K. That's a quote, dummy. That's coming from the book, idiot.
Those are two different books. And
You heard what he said? Those are two different books. Did you hear Consul say that those are two different books? These are the idiots that I'm warned with.
Wow.
And that's why Dr. Reggie says it so eloquently. So eloquently.
In Leonard Jeffries' class, Professor Everest Scobie class, John Henry Clark, he wouldn't even talk to you. Dr. Ben would call you a damn idiot.
Y'all idiots, bro. Your arguments are idiotic. Oh, they're two books. Show me that the Quran, just because it's spelled different, is a different book now. It's a whole different damn book. Can somebody say pseudo, man? God damn. And this is supposed to be they dagger. Give me a break.
That's why I got a problem. I have a serious problem.
You have a problem with nothing. That's not even an argument.
You got a problem with facts.
He got a problem with fact. There you go. You got a problem with facts and logic and reasoning. Also, we got to throw that in there. Logic and reasoning.
That's cognitive dissonance.
How is that cognitive? And I noticed that about Consul. He just throw terms out there, don't tell you what it means, and don't tell you how it applies. This is why I say demonstration destroys conversation all the time. We demonstrate over here at the sword. All y'all do is conversate and pontificate. That's all you do. You make a bunch of baseless claims and assertions.
You can't have the Quran because there is a distinctive difference between the Quran and the Quran. It's totally different. And when we're talking about Arabic, there's a distinction between the Qaf and the Kaf. When you're speaking Quran.
You see how retarded this dude is?
So smart, he's stupid.
Yeah, he's trying to intellectualize his stupidity.
There's a big difference. But you didn't know we knew Arabic, right? Okay.
You don't know nothing.
What? They don't got nothing to do with the point. The point is they were knowledgeable of the Quran and the Bible. That's it. Boom. Over. Because a lot of you niggas say they wasn't. They didn't get that till they came over here and became Christian. That's what you niggas say.
At the time of this lesson we're giving here, I'm being sent messages by the gentleman. Interesting.
Hey, he said at the time of this, I'm being sent messages by the gentleman. Chris, you messaged me first, and I responded. You ain't gonna say that on the live though.
Very slanderous, very WWF-ish, and I just have to continue to say, I will not engage in that.
But you are. You are. This whole video is you engaging in WWF-like behavior.
I just won't. I refuse.
All right.
You refuse, but you're doing it. And these niggas is like this double speaking shit, man.
Chris, do you have any
Make a
comments?
whole video about it, but you won't talk to the man face to face.
Hey, Joshua, not to beat a dead horse, bro, but it says scholars say the issue is in translation or spelling of a word in a language in which it did not originate. It's the same book.
Exactly. And what did Consul say? There are two different books.
He said there are two different books.
Consul, y'all went on here thinking y'all was going to expose me. What happened was the opposite. You exposed your own damn self.
You was exposed some idiot, bro. I did not know, bro. If a guy is on TV, they can convince you that they anything till they get to talking. You give them enough time, and they gonna show you who they is.
Facts.
What was the time frame on
we'll definitely get into that when we look at the actual source here. But I'll go over to the next page. So here is at the top Jashub's quote, and then here's actually the quote side by side. Now,
notice they don't own the book, so they have to get these excerpts from the previews online.
The quote starts in the middle of a sentence. Again, this is behavior that we're seeing. So it says, African slaves from the regions of Islamic influence in the Old World, including some who were literate in the Arabic language and knowledgeable of the Quran and Bible.
Keyword there, from regions of Islamic influence.
Correct.
Of course, they would have.
Nigga, that was in my quote, dummy.
It's the part of the quote.
Exactly. He's saying like, oh, the keyword. Nigga, you not saying anything that wasn't said in the original presentation. I brought that out because a lot of y'all think that, we didn't know none of that stuff till we were slaves over here in America. And this disproves that. That was the whole point of this slide.
That definitely proves that they knew the Bible and they knew the Quran.
Exactly.
Before they came.
Of the Quran and the Torah, Mishnah probably, and Mishnah. So what are we proving there?
Exactly what you just said, dummy.
Counter his own argument.
Oh my
bro.
God! Like
in the same breath. Them niggas playing badminton with each other.
Let me make this clear. You see, as Melvin is showing, we see the word many. And as Melvin inferred, this is a part of a sentence of a phrase. So you parse the phrase, which means you alter the context.
No, it doesn't mean I alter the context. You got the same goddamn meaning that I put in the damn slide. It did not change. African slaves that came from these Islamic influence regions in the old world had knowledge of the Quran and the Bible. That did not change, no matter how I sliced it. You dummy. And I just showed the whole book and the meaning didn't change. Let me go back to the whole book.
Hey, brother. Haven't you learned anything from studying the Bible? Through eisegesis, you can change the entire meaning.
Stay out of those theology schools, man. If you want to end up like Consul, go to a theologian school. There you go, a seminary school. You start thinking and talking just like that baffling idiot. Now, back to the book. And I'm gonna ask you guys, me starting at African slaves, does it change the sentiment? Let's read it again. Readers also should keep in mind that many African slaves. I didn't put readers also should keep in mind in there because I felt like that wasn't important. You understand? Readers also should keep in mind that many African slaves from regions of Islamic influence in the old world, including some who were literate in the Arabic language and knowledgeable of the Quran and Bible, were
with a K.
It started with a K, right? And distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. And remnants of Islamic culture can still be detected in communities along the Carolina coast. Did that change anything that was stated?
Not that I can see, you know what I'm saying? I wish they would explain more in depth, you know what I'm saying? Like what exactly did that change? But you know, like you said, they won't come on here and talk to you because you would ask them that exact question. They wouldn't have nothing to say.
Bro, they just need something for their channel, bro. It's entertainment. It gotta be. Nobody is literally looking at all of this information that they supposed to be debunking and not raising a brow that, you know what, these motherfuckers might have something.
Did my internet fail? Am I still here?
Yeah.
I thought I cut out. All right, let's pull this back up, man. This is why you were scared to get in the ring.
And this is a proper noun. It's not just saying it would, or they wouldn't have capitalized the word African. They're actually giving proper nouns.
What does that have to do with anything, dummy? You're talking about proper nouns. You're talking about the word many. You're talking about everything except what was actually quoted.
You just want to show you know a lot about nothing.
Right.
To a type of slaves. Types of slaves.
Oh my God.
And these were African slaves, so they had to give it a proper noun as they go.
Can anybody Tell me why. What was the point of all that?
To give us something to laugh at.
Constantly, you do this a lot in the back chat too. And that's how I know you don't know what the fuck you talking about. When nigga, them word salad niggas, them Beatle niggas don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Going into the word from, which is the linking verb to regions. So if you don't know grammar, when I parse this, I'm gonna make you think something totally different.
What exactly? And I just read it directly from the book. What did I make you think totally different? Other than African slaves had knowledge of the Quran and the Bible. That was my only point from pulling this out.
Than what it was originally intended to be. Grammar is important. While as Google scholars think you just got to go get an excerpt. No.
Nigga, you got an excerpt. I own the book. You went and got an excerpt.
Google. Did he just say Google scholarship?
Right.
You classify a man a Google scholar when he has the book. That's what's wrong with brothers, man. You just making outlandish claims. You be sensationalism, man.
Look,
something else, man.
Hey, brother, we know he don't own the book. Look how they quoting it. This is obviously an excerpt. Obviously, they don't have this goddamn book.
You actually have to know grammar.
You actually have to have the book.
Yeah, you actually got to own the book, Consul. And you living up to your name, right? The con part of it. You're living up to that. He's a goddamn con man.
Hebrew. How about learning English? Maybe you can get halfway there.
All right. So I want to finish the quote here. So it talks about knowledge with the Quran and Bible.
He just dropped some extreme heat with that comment. I mean, he just shook the foundation of Hebrew.
Hey, I'm giving it up right now.
Yeah.
Right. That was supposed to be the dagger.
Bro, it was a bunch of damn Eddie Haskell's and King Bob's, bro.
That boy talking about dagger. He only giving flesh wounds. He ain't even giving flesh wounds with that dagger.
Right.
Distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. You see there's a semicolon there. So that means that the author is continuing to add context to what's being said. I'm going to show you it in full context. But as you can see, there's a crime being committed here.
I committed a crime by not giving you the rest of that. It says throughout the southeastern colonies and state. The rest of it, hold on, before he reads it, the rest of it says, and remnants of Islamic culture can still be detected in communities along the Carolina coast. How is that a crime? That's just additional information to the quote. I felt like I didn't need that because what was said above it was enough. They knew the Quran and the Bible. The rest of it is superfluous to my point. I don't need that. It's redundant, and sometimes redundancy can be good. I felt like I didn't need it. That was enough, especially because these slides were made for a debate. Actually, these are the slides I was going to hit Rob Bourne with, and what the Hebrews. What was the name of it? What the Hebrews victims of the slave trade? We was going to debate that. So I didn't want to spend too much damn time on one point. I want to get in, get out, get in, get out. If anybody see me debate, that's my style.
Yeah, it's pretty pitiful attempt that they're doing right here, man.
So
hey, Joshua, what you saying is you stick and move, brother. That's your style, brother.
Stick and move. I've been to hit your ass 122 times when you didn't do one jab.
You're on your Manny Pacquiao, brother. Is that what you saying?
hey, I'm on my Manny Pacquiao, but if I was that Manny Pacquiao, but I would have been greater. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you Floyd?
yeah.
Money Mayweather out here.
Nah, I get hit sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Floyd don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? I get hit in the jaw sometimes. I ain't gonna even front. You know what I'm saying?
This here side is context. We're going to get into that in a second, but I'm going to show you the actual quote on the right-hand side so you can understand where it's coming from. So the sentence actually starts with readers Also, keep in mind that many African slaves from the regions of Islamic influence in the Old World, including some who were literate in the Arabic language and knowledgeable of the Quran and Bible, were imported and distributed throughout the southeastern colonies and states. And remnants, hold on. I want to finish to the period. And remnants of Islamic culture can still be detected in communities along the Carolina coast. Go ahead.
Notice what it says. His assertion was slaves had biblical and Quranic knowledge, but he never told you why they.
That's irrelevant, dummy. I just wanted to prove that they did, because a lot of people from your camp, from your side, that don't believe in Israelites, don't believe in Moors, don't believe in nothing, say they don't.
They had it because the area of the old world, they were still teaching certain things. So what were you inferring when you made that assertion? Were you because many of us, many of the arguments in the conscious community is, where was the Bible at on the slave boats? Where was the Bible?
Exactly. That was my point. Because a lot of you niggas, I heard Rob Bourne even say it. And that's who I was preparing to debate. I was going to kill and take that argument from him. I was going to pull the rug from underneath him, Jeremiah. Because I already knew where he was going. Oh, these people didn't know anything about the Bible and Quran. Oh. As soon as he would have said that, boom, this slide would have came out.
Bombs.
That was the point of this slide.
Bible out on the slave boats. We hear that. So is this why you used it? But the reason why they would know of such things.
That's why I used it, Chris. Ding, ding, ding. Answer your own goddamn question. Good job. You get a cookie.
Is because they come from areas of the old world that clearly had knowledge of the Quran.
And nobody's disputing that. I put that in the damn post in the thing, man. It's right there. African slaves from regions of the Islamic influence in the old world.
And the Bible. It's just
correct. Also,
go ahead.
No, I just want to get into the context. Both is mentioned here. Let me know if it is. But I want to go into the reading so you understand who they're talking about. So starting on the left, available reports also demonstrated that a few Muslims lived in South Carolina, and an occasional Moorish visitor appeared in the area in the 18th and 19th centuries. For example, according to historian James Hagee, certain exotic ethnics showed up in South Carolina and created quite a stir in 1786. His book, Muslim Slaves, which is a good read as well. Here's a quote, 2 men appeared in Charleston, dressed in the Moorish habit, and aroused a great deal of suspicion by their strange ways, end quote. They were taken to the home of an Arabic-speaking woman who was born in the Barbary States and resided in Charleston. They explained to her that they had sailed from Algeria to Virginia, where they were arrested as suspected Algerines, and they somehow made their way overland to South Carolina. To summarize these sources, Muslims and Moors undoubtedly, including Turkish individuals, helped explore and settle North America. Some sided with the American struggle for independence, and a few lived in or visited South Carolina during its early history. And so what they're talking about is these Muslims. And
so if that's talking about those Muslims, I'm gonna read James W. Hagee right here, which I agree with him. That is the full context on it. The brother said they don't even own Bibles. If we go to my presentation, if you guys can see it. Oh, I don't have my screen shared. Hold on, brothers. We go to our presentation. I have the actual quote from James W. Hagee's work. And if that what we read earlier about the African slaves are applicable to that, it proves my other point that these people were black Jews. Watch this. It says, in 1786, 2 men appeared in Charleston dressed in the Moorish habit, just like we saw in quotations. Look, in that book about the Turks, they didn't quote this whole thing. I guess they're in violation. You guys are idiots. In 1786, two men appeared in Charleston dressed in the Moorish habit and aroused a great deal of suspicion by their strange ways. Therefore, an officer of the law began to try to question them. The Moors, he found, did not know English and resented the suspicious lawmen. According to an officer, the men became impertinent and vulgar. As a result, the lawman gave one of the fellows a little manual correction by the way of reforming his manners. By this time, a mob had gathered, and the authorities feared a riot might break out. Finally, the two were of the Jewish nation. So, Melvin, if your assertion is correct, then these two people that were of the Jewish nation would have been considered African slaves. If it's applicable, according to you, which strengthens my argument. Y'all don't know that y'all be shooting yourself in the foot when y'all be running your damn mouths. Now let's go back to the video. Back to the video, man. We might have to break this up. We already at 3 hours. We might have to revisit this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Moorish people. So when you have Muslims and in this case Moorish people, you know that they understand the readings of the Quran.
And we just read that these two was determined to be of the Jewish nation. And look, it didn't quote that whole story. It didn't. You know, you're gonna say, oh, they parsed it. They parsed it. No, you can't do that. Oh, people do that all the time. They get the points they want to establish their position. That's it. So the authors of this book just wanted this sentence, and that's it. I don't see y'all streaming saying, oh, we need to go read the whole thing. Dummies. It says two men appeared in Charleston dressed in Moorish habit, right?
And they oftentimes also have an understanding of the Bible itself, or in its text, in its context.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily something that is shocking. We also know that, you know what I'm saying, that's something that's part of their society for them to understand these writings. But again, going back to the original assertion here that's being made, they came off the boat with Quranic and biblical knowledge, but it hasn't disambiguated who they were. So, like I said,
that doesn't change the statement.
About the transatlantic slave trade, and that those Africans knew about the Quran and the Bible. Any comments on the context?
No, none at this time. No. Anyway.
Okay, Chris.
Nothing.
Yeah, you can't really say nothing to it.
The last one, we could do more, but it's very, as you can see, it's very time consuming. But we'll definitely present more if necessary. The last one here, a return to the ancestral identity. So the source here is Black Jews in Africa and the Americas. So the quote is, following the Battle of Adwa, a number of Black churches in the United States started developing the literalist notion that the Israelites of old were Black Africans. One such was a church founded in Wrightsville, a small rural village south of Little Rock, Arkansas, by William Christie. And it's in bold here, who was born into slavery in Mississippi in 1856. His message was essentially that Adam, King David, and King Solomon, Job, Jeremiah, Moses' wife, the Queen of Sheba, and Jesus Christ were all Black. Any comments on the claim being made?
How are you linking your identity to mythological characters?
That's not the point. You see how they do that? Strong man.
But even so, like, you don't even have to say that it's mythological characters. The ancient kingdom of Israel is a real archaeologically verified place. We can just claim descent from there. So, I mean, I think they just try to create issues where issues don't exist. Yes, we believe that we come from someone named Jacob. That's where we got our name from. But the nation of Israel was a real nation with real people in it that had DNA that we could descend from.
Facts.
And they also had an appearance based upon their interaction with those in the Middle East.
Correct.
You understand? That can be traced. And we can look at these things and look at the phenotypes. You go to a book called when Scotland was Jewish, it tells you about the so-called Mediterranean features, right?
Mm-hmm.
Describes them as being dark-skinned. It describes them as having thick lips. It describes them as having woolly hair, right? You can go on the Nature Knows No Color line and you can look at the descriptions of those in that Mediterranean, so-called Mediterranean region, right? Which is bordering northern Africa, all the way wrapping all the way around to Israel. You understand? So these people, we can trace the appearance of these people. You understand? So whether or not you believe something is mythos or not, like Brother James just said, there was a kingdom, and we can trace the appearance of that kingdom.
Thanks.
Hey, and my point of bringing this out was that during this time you did have an awakening, you know, quote unquote, so to speak, from the black churches that were coming to the conclusion that the Israelites were black Africans. That's why I said a return to ancestral identity. Because from my research, that would be our ancestral identity. Not every African, but a considerable amount are Israelites. From my research, that came over here as slaves. From my research, we can argue, debate that, whatever.
Right, and that's a smart statement, right? What we have to do as Hebrew Israelites, we gotta remove ourselves from speaking in absolutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these people are Israelites. All of those people are Jews. Listen, it's too much traveling that goes on in the world, fam. You understand? So this is why while street teach, that's a lot of niggas need to learn how to street teach before you pick up a Bible and just go out there and start street teaching, man.
Right.
Okay? Because what you have to do is you have to encourage those. You don't assume nothing when you're talking on the streets. You always ask the individual. They will inform you on whether or not they have knowledge of their ancestry, right? And if they do have a certain level of knowledge, and it's anything equated to the white man or some sort of European persuasion, they're going to big that up first, based upon the level of white supremacy that is going on in the world today. You understand? So if you come across someone that may be of a Hamitic lineage, you understand, they're going to tell you about that, right? And if you come across someone that don't know nothing about that, then you encourage those people to do their research. You never assume, you never put a jacket on nobody, man. You understand? That's what we have to do. We have to become more efficient before we just sit there and just start classifying people as things we don't know nothing about their ancestry. I yield.
Yeah, man. That's the thing, man. And I'm thinking about shutting it down. I want to read something from Mikael. Mikael put a comment out here. Let me see where he at before we go. Then we're gonna close out with throwing up the 4. We will break down this whole video, you know what I'm saying, eventually. But we 3 hours in, and we probably got, I don't know, maybe through 15-20% of this. So yeah, we're gonna go through the whole thing. Hey, Mikael, just put the comment again in the back. I see this comment right here. They don't even own Bibles. I see that one, brother. Did you put something in earlier? And I'll read it for you, brother. Shout out to the brother Mikael. He was having mic issues. He wanted to get in on the conversation and chop these brothers. I'm glad y'all name yourself Team Osiris, because that's really fitting. Yeah, Mike, because Team Osiris got chopped the hell up, man. He got cut the hell up.
And nobody ever found the phallus. So his strength, his manhood was never found.
Right.
They had to make up some fake shit to put there, just like these brothers do. Just make up anything and put it in there.
Yeah, twigs and figs. That's right.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why, before we get out of here, I just want Reggie to tell everybody that these guys violate scholarship or not with the presentation of what we've seen thus far.
So is he violating the rules of scholarship?
Some would say it's not even scholarship.
Damn.
So that's what I want to leave you guys with. The hell y'all brought was not scholarship, man. That was a bunch of hogwash point of views and easily dealt with. Now I see it's very telling why you didn't want to get in the ring, Chris. Why you didn't want to get in the ring, Konsu. I called all three of you niggas out. None of you niggas want to get in the ring because you knew I would steamroll through all of that BS. Oh,
Just like he pump fake when he was supposed to jump in the ring with me, man. Them professional pump fakers, man.
Pump fakers, man. Y'all play for the Los Angeles Pump Fakers, man. You niggas trash. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna close it out, man. Hey, Mikael, try to get on the next one, man. We're gonna revisit this. Trust me. We're gonna revisit this, and them niggas dead. And then I'm getting back on Garfield case after that. Garfield, I had to detour and deal with these niggas because they was clout chasing and seeing me going at Garfield, then decided, oh, let me help Garfield out. Konsu, you told us that Garfield was a pseudo, but you talk about Garfield bad.
Bad. Every time. I don't even say nothing that bad against Garfield. Talking about he's pseudo, he got agenda, propaganda, he just pushing his agenda. Yeah. But then you get on here and do the same thing. I actually think his rebuttals have been more scholarly than yours.
Facts.
Leave Brittany alone.
Hey, shout out to Anonymous Hebrew. Hey, man, we need to form Voltron, man. It's time. It's time. We got to form Voltron and really fumigate the roaches. It's time to get rid of these niggas, man, scholastically. All the top scholars in the nation of Israel, we got to come together and pretty much do a sweep, man. A sweep.
Facts.
Afrocentrics on trial, baby.
Yeah, we can do all you niggas, man. What's that nigga name? Fortune. That nigga Fortune said my name, Fortune.
That sound like a gay stripper name.
Fortune, and I know Fortune. I know what you've been saying. He's like, oh, I'm having a hard time finding all of y'all Shub sources.
Yeah, because Google can't do it for you, baby. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell people that you can use Google to get exclusive stuff that typical person wouldn't be able to find on Google, but you got to know how.
Right.
That's it.
Hey, Joshua.
What's going on, Lance?
Hey, brother Karimio shouted you out in his video, bro, and featured some of your material.
Who?
All praise.
Brother who?
Bro. The dude, bro, this dude, bro, look him up.
You talking about that brother that's bringing out the Ladino stuff too?
He's bringing out the Moorish. Basically, Karimio was one of the first ones, besides me, bro, that said that the Jews was Europeans. He brought out the Huguenot.
Send me the yeah, I know I'm familiar with the Huguenots. Send me the link in the 7th branch and I check the brother out. There's another brother on YouTube too. He got a big channel.
Yeah, he got a big channel, bro. He big shouted you out, bro. Like that was a big respect thing he did.
Yeah, I gotta see that. Man. Much love to that brother, man.
And he
Much
said
love.
you've been talking about it for years, bro. He brought it out. He went back to some 3-4-year-old stuff.
Yeah, because what piqued my interest in it was reading that J.A. Rogers book, Nature Knows No Color Line. It was in there. I was like, wait a minute. This is saying that the Jews was Negroid in Portugal.
Yep.
And I just kept digging. And lo and behold, I just kept finding more and more information that corroborates with it.
That's the same thing I do. I go to the books that they quoting from. I go right to those books. Then you will go in those books and you will see that those books got quotables and material from places that's more ancient.
Facts. You go to the source of the source.
Other source, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real comfortable with that.
That's how you get down to the roots.
That, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
I was surprised, bro, because brothers don't be giving out. You know what I'm saying? They don't shout out where they got they awakening from. You know what I'm saying? And he shouted you out like heavily, and I appreciated that because I didn't bring material to the table and seen people charge money for the very same stuff that I was just debunking you, was just disputing you about. That kind of made me mad. But when I seen him do that, bro, it made my heart grow a little bit on one side for brothers again and about sharing my sources. Because I'm one of them people that will not give you my source. You see the book, you know I didn't write it.
Hey, look, my thing was always, look, I'm gonna give you the source because it ain't nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like the truth is the truth. No matter what you say, the truth gonna still be the truth, bro.
Yeah, but when they start opening changing a whole channel around your material, bro, it's kind of like bother me a little bit, bro. When they was just anti you.
Well, they gotta hate. You know what I'm saying? The source making a lot of noise right now. I think right now, as far as bringing a new style of debate, new style of presenting information, it's leading the way right now. I can't nobody lie about that. And it's pumping out content on top of content. So, I mean, it's just the grace of God on what we doing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, James. I'm glad I forgot to say this, and you said that, Kansu. The only reason you on this coattail of Dagger Squad and trying to attack me is because if you really want to take it there, I declined your invitation to your stupid debate league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. You want to be the source. You want us to go build your league up. You ain't did a damn thing for the source, man. Came on her and judge one time. I hit you up 1,000 times. Hey, judge, I need a judge. And you never respond.
Won't even come have a dialogue on the channel.
Right.
About
talk that talk, Joshua.
I'm glad James said. I forgot all about that, nigga. And then you went on live on SVDL and mentioned it. Oh, I was gonna have Yashub join my debate league, but I don't need him. Obviously, you do. Because where is your debate league? It ain't left the damn ground, nigga.
Has there been a debate yet?
Man, in his mind.
You know what? He had an old debate league. I debated Nayami on there and smoked that boy. And they never had I don't think he's ever had another debate from what I've seen. Even he had to admit Nayami got drugged through that debate.
No, and y'all may still debate.
No, I'm talking about not Kansu don't have a debate platform no more. I'm saying that his platform didn't exist no more.
Yeah, man. I mean, some of these debate leagues is just falling out of existence. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we go back and we observe the war. We gonna see who's left standing when the smoke clears, brother. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Source up or shut up, nigga.
That's it. And we're gonna close out with our brother CEO, Hard to Believe. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it right. And again, we're gonna pick back up on this. Best believe we're gonna break down that whole video and show that it's nothing but a bunch of hogwash point of views, a bunch of fallacious arguments, and has nothing to do with my slides. Y'all didn't rebut anything. That was terrible. All right? SUC, man. We out of here.
7 gang.
Different breed when I walk in the streets. Watch your mouth when you talking to me. Phony niggas make it harder to lead. They know I'm real, but it's hard to believe. You a lot different than I thought you was. For some reason, it be hate. That's the normal buzz. Cause I'm out here shining like I'm selling drugs. When they meet the spirit and brotherhood, then they fall in love. Talking Jeremiah, that's a real one there. If you talking ill, to leave them shocked like electric chair. I guess being real is so rare, I'm a pioneer. A lot of these niggas half real. Hemisphere. Judge a tree by the fruit it bear. You tell me how it feels in the atmosphere. I'ma keep climbing these peaks like a mountaineer. 400 feet home run. I'm out of here. because I'm tired of the BS. Need a navigation system, GPS. Niggas always got extra words like PS, but I ain't playing none of these games like PS. I'm a leader, but I ain't asking you to follow me, because in the midst of the congregations where the problems be, you want to find a little hate, go to a solemn peace. The next day, 20 videos talking bad about me. I'm floating like a butterfly, but they singing like the name is Ali. It ain't really bad until they know you're something. Looking at you mean like you own something. Walk across the room and I ask, you want a soda, son? Damn, man. Why you so mad, brother? Cheer up, man. Y'all was trying to come back soon, brother. For real. Different breed when I walk in the streets. Watch your mouth when you talking to me, Phony niggas make it harder to lead. They know I'm real, but it's hard to believe, For some strange reason, dudes feel I'm a threat. I'm something like LeBron, I just want my respect. But the shine is so bright, dudes feeling neglect. You better go to the closet and get your spirit in check. Don't let the Lord snatch your collar, might be snapping your neck. And I'll be speaking at your wake. Call it cause and effect. Remove the hate for your brother, he might be calling you next. I hope these words from my heart might be cause and reflect. Cause in your heart is what's fueling what the problems be. You showing body, don't repent, it really bothers me. Cause in your heart is supposed to be where the Father be. Prepare for war, but your heart is what's battling. I can feel it in the air, the hate from some, cause I'm flashy like Vegas, but not Benny or Bugsy Siegel. I live in Oklahoma like Machine Gun Kelly, eating M&M's for respect like Machine Gun Kelly. You wanna give orders, but can't take orders. Waiting for the Great Wall of Trump, cause we got cross borders, set parameters, so I never take a loss. Till then, never cross the gun line, boss, cause I'm the pappy, it makes me happy to talk down on the brother, keep you laughing. Even though I'm being facetious, these niggas vicious. You can't stop spreading rumors. It seems delicious. Different breed when I walk in the streets. Watch your mouth when you talking to me, Phony niggas make it harder to lead. They know I'm real, but it's hard to believe, Different breed when I walk in the streets. Watch your mouth when you talking to me, Phony niggas make it harder to lead. They know I'm real, but it's hard to believe,
All right, we out, man. Shalom, brothers. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Anonymous, man, hit me up. Hit me up, man. I'm gonna drop my phone number in the Google Hangout. Shalom.
Shalom.